Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my jack, got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy on my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not no trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I can never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, gon' run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing.
And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
And let's go. What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here. Yeah, what is going on? Who did that? Back in here. Let's do it again. What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the internationally known and recognized symbol of excellence on YouTube, the Boss Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne that is the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious One, aka Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in Lapu-Lapu, Mactan, in the Philippines, with none other than Hollywood CGA and EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO Nigero of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me, as Kevin Samuels called me, Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies of the Sea Mexican variety call me Mr.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
Also the man with one trabajo. That is the simp enforcer and the ecclesiastical Mitch Slapper, the Mitch Slapper, simp enforcer slapper. You're looking at the anointed one.
Acknowledge
the founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolated Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that ecclesiastically walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. You can call me James Bond, El Jefe, You can call me the boss, numero uno, primo. You can call me the Lord of the Lings, Ling Arthur, but you can also ecclesiastically call me the undisputed 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube, the reigning and defending 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you today. The fallout continues as the Simp enforcers have been uniting like Voltron in order to take down the free agent lifestyle, with the latest Simp enforcer being, let me see if we can get the free agent lifestyle. The latest Simp enforcer, Tony Gaskins, has taken on with a dedicated live stream to talk negatively about yours truly, the notorious one, and the free agent lifestyle. All right, for those who are joining this stream, do me a favor and hit the like button and to contribute to today's show. I'll say it again. It is $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV, PayPal, paypal.me / Coach Greg Adams, and that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And we'll just say it again. You can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Tony Gaskins is the latest Simp enforcer that had a visceral reaction to him becoming aware of the free agent lifestyle. Now, let me just review something for you here. I have taken on some of the well-known midgets and Simp enforcers on the internet. See, first, there was the free agent lifestyle, all right? As they say in the Bible, and God said on the first day, let there be light. And then the light was the free agent lifestyle. All right. Now, the free agent lifestyle has been one of those things that has been a controversial particular topic related to how men should look for trade-offs in their lives, not a solution, trade-offs. You make a choice. You either take a little bit of this or take a little bit of that. That's basically what the free agent lifestyle is. And basically, it also tells men essentially and generally to warn you of what you're getting into, just to give you a chance to make a good, clear choice. Now, since the free agent lifestyle has been going around the internet, it has been demonetized, but also it has been heavily ignored. They've ignored all of the groundwork. They've ignored all of the building, the teaching points, the building blocks of the free agent lifestyle. They avoided the conquer, the unapologetically masculine. They also avoided the fact that I've been Costradamus. They avoided the fact that I wrote a book about it. They avoided the fact that I wrote a second book called The Evolution about it. And I've drawn these conclusions to essentially say, this is how the dating life will be. And I accurately predicted. They ignored it. And they sent their Simp enforcers. So the first Simp enforcer that they sent to me, all right, to try to take down and embarrass CGA was Hafeez. All right. So Hafeez in 2022 was sent directly by the New World Order to take down your boy CGA in a sneak attack organized by the SOSCAS and PBD's production team. All right. Yeah, that's what happened. There was an organized campaign sent to attack CGA. All right. So Hafeez was first. Now, there were some people behind the scenes that organized that particular chaos. All right. If you didn't know, you don't know. All right. So Hafeez was sent directly to CGA to attack the character and the philosophy of the free agent lifestyle. And he failed miserably. Right. You see what happened to him. All right. It didn't work out for him very well. I mean, he was scrambling and scraping for shit. All right. So that was Simp enforcer number one. And I completely dispatched and disposed of Hafeez. Simp enforcer number two was Andrew Ecclesiastical Wilson. Okay. Andrew Ecclesiastically Wilson. Now, I don't know if you guys know, Andrew Wilson was sent directly towards CGA by the New World Order operatives to dispatch of CGA in an organized attempt to directly humiliate CGA. Now, there was a halfway attempt of him halfway accomplishing it, but I stood my ground in the attempt. I actually won the debate early on. There are people still saying that he won, but if you take a look at where his life is going and where CGA's life is going, well, I've been around the world and and he can't open a pickle jar. You know what I mean? Right? He can't open a pickle jar. So I stood my ground. I went toe-to-toe, tay-to-tay with so-called the best debater on the internet and had him scrambling and scraping for shit. All right. And it was right down the line. People say it was 70-30, 50-50, 60-40. I mean, it wasn't a complete dispatching of the free agent lifestyle. I stood my ground. He did not have a direct win. I actually won, but it wasn't a pretty win. I'll tell you that. So Andrew Ecclesiastical Wilson was sent by the New World Order operatives to put disrespect on my name. And even the Red Pill Rangers went and completely told me that I was kicked out of the manosphere afterwards, with one of them later saying, well, CGA actually won. No shit. Because you guys got embarrassed and egg on your face that you supported a 3-time stepdaddy. I mean, nothing tells you that the manosphere is a bunch of bitch ass niggas. They even sent Andrew Wilson to seek and destroy CGA. And they had a podcast later on in Vegas to celebrate. But the podcast ended up being a therapy session for Andrew Ecclesiastical Wilson. So you had Hafeez, Andrew Wilson, one of these 3 simp enforcers sent to humiliate and directly embarrass CGA, and it didn't work. It didn't work. All right. It didn't work. 2 days later, he's under the ground trying to scramble and scrape for shit because he's a 3-time stepdaddy. The next person up is Boyce Watkins. All right. The other day, Boyce Watkins had to come to your boy CGA and simp enforce for all of the ecclesiastical Christians and embarrass himself because him a stepdaddy too. So look at him lining up, and I'm chopping them down, brother. I'm chopping them down. All right, because I am Hollywood CGA. So now the next latest simp enforcer is marble in the mouth, Tony Gaskins. And apparently, I got a secret about Tony Gaskins that I'm going to reveal later on in the second hour of today's show. We're not going to go long today because I got to get up fishing. All right, I got to get up early to go fishing tomorrow. And for those who don't know, I'm in Lapu in the Philippines. So it always seems that when people are talking about CGA, I'm always on vacation. Or is it that I'm always on vacation? All right, I'm not sure which one it is. But Tony Gaskins, Mr. Marble in his mouth, put together about a 45-minute live stream to put shame and disgrace on the name of the Notorious one. New World Order. Now, we're going to watch his reaction live. I have not seen any of the reaction, but I know he's going to be talking negative about CGA because people already said he's talking negative. So I'm just going to assume he's talking negative. And I want to apologize up front. Okay. I want to apologize up front because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to understand the majority of what the fuck he's about to say. I'm not going to understand it. All right. Because he does not talk very clearly. All right. And according to me, I mean, y'all might be able to understand them. You niggas that live deep down in the middle of the South, you country ass Bamas. All right. That can't really put 2 words together because you got big ass lips and some big ass ebonic tongue in your fucking mouth. All right. Between Shannon Sharp and this nigga. And I don't even know what these niggas be talking about half the time. All right. But that's why I call it's Tony Marble in the mouth Gaskins. All right. He talked like he got a mouthful of marbles. So I don't really be knowing what he's talking about. All right. He doesn't enunciate very clear. He's stumbling all over his words. I can't imagine what a boring podcast he could put together for 45 motherfucking minutes. But he's pretty much mouth talker. All right. Women seem to like him, but he's not very relatable to me. He comes off as a little bit ecclesiastically Christian for me to even have a debate with him. And you guys know I can't debate people that overwhelmingly ride with Christianity. I mean, if that's going to be your number one talking point, I can't have a clean conversation with you. But here's the thing. I'm going to reveal a secret about Tony Gaskins. All right, that not many people know. All right, not many people know because I don't talk like this on the internet. I'm not out here trying to put people's personal business out on the internet. But I'm gonna reveal something important about this guy, Tony Gaskins. All right, and if you want to see the video uninterrupted, you guys can see it going onto his channel. Go ahead and give him a couple of views because, well, his views are struggling for a person that has over 500,000 subscribers. He can't even get the amount of views that I get on a 5-hour live stream. He only talking for 45 minutes. Well, I mean, him talking for 45 minutes is probably a huge L to begin with, but that's neither here nor there. All right. All right. But we got the ecclesiastical Christians and we have the Simp enforcers out for CGA. But anyway, let me get to the earlier contributors to today's show. We have a little bit of a setup. We have It's an Evil World We Live In. We have Inside of the Mind of Modern Woman. We have that coming up here. The question is, how long does a woman stay with you until she finally pulls the trigger on the divorce? All right, what is your guess? What is your guess? This is an interesting topic leading into the main event. How long does a woman actually put up with you and put up with her disappointment and her not being happy before she actually leaves and pulls the trigger? These women are going to verify exactly what I've been trying to teach you. All right, I've been trying to teach you and warn you about this. All right, by the way, I got another video that just hit Instagram. It's you can either choose a wife or choose a life. You can't have both. All right. Anyway, all right, we got that coming up. We got a great show lined up for you. We're going to go 2.5 hours roughly, but I got to get up early in the morning and drop some rods in the water. All right. Pause. No government aim says it's ironic that the Red Pill Rangers crash out, giving women aftercare, but are the captain save-a-holes of the biggest captain save-a-holes of the industry. I heard Myra's even advocating for aftercare. I mean, wow. I mean, shit is weird. Listen, everybody grows and matures. No shade at him, but where did we hear? Never mind. Never mind. All right, never mind. I don't want to talk about it because people are gonna say I'm jealous. All right, but anyway, yeah. These biggest captain saver-holes are the Red Pill guys. The Red Pill guys are the biggest captain saver-holes you've ever fucking seen. All right, Larry C says might be late. So I might be in class with Reed. Hold on for a second. Okay. Larry C says, I might be in class when Red, but wanted to let you know and the gang know that I went to my travel agent this past Friday. He said he'd give me a free ticket to Egypt if I bring him 5 new clients. He says, I'm starting to think it is a pyramid scheme. Shout out to you in the Shield. All right. 5 clients to take them to Egypt. That is a pyramid scheme. Shout out to Miles. He says, Coach, the real reason why these men thought you had to pay for it and thought you were a lame is because they are projecting their own reality onto you, which explains why they follow the Manosphere guys they follow. And we need Maestro's new Claude segment on money mindset for creators ASAP. Yes, we're going to have that. I think he sent me an email, but I didn't catch up to him in time to organize that. But maybe next week. And will I be home? I'll be home for the next money mindset. So I'll be back in Las Vegas. Boss Vegas, by the way. All right. But yeah, a lot of guys think that that's their whole thing. Oh, well, you have to pay for it. Does that make you feel better? Right. First of all, I don't. But, I don't know. It's kind of like arguing with people who are literally at the 2nd grade. Or you got to find a girl that likes you. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm so far past that. It's crazy. And not only that, I'm interested to pretty much hear what Tony Gaskins has to say about my lifestyle. I do have some guesses. I'm going to guess what he says before I listen to the video. And like I said, I haven't listened to the video, but people said he was talking negatively about the free agent lifestyle. He didn't put my name in it. He put the free agent lifestyle, which it's always funny. People are very uncomfortable saying my name directly. Have you noticed that? People will say, I heard it from someone. I kind of remember who said it. Some guy said, I don't remember. Nobody will put Coach Greg Adams in there. They will not put my name. All right. They will not put my name. All right. I don't know what it is. All right. Not even Kevin Samuels will say my name. Oh, since a gray beard guy. All right. It's like they'll just take my shit and remix it and not give me the credit. What is going on? All right. Say my name. Nigga, say my name. Say my name. Say my name, ass nigga. Good Lord. All right. What's going on?
Acknowledge me.
Some old nigga, this trick nigga. All right, what is going on? Say my name, bro. All right, come on, man. Listen, I'm inviting too much hate at this particular point, but there's nothing more dangerous in this world than being a free man and really being a free black man. They don't want you to be free, gentlemen. They don't want you to be free. Who is this nigga on this nag? Who is this nigga on this nag? They see you as free and they don't get it. They're like, what? Then they see you traveling around the world and now, they see you putting hands on hips on young women. See, they don't want none of that. All right, you dating young women, not women your age. They're like, and then dating white women, Brazilian women, Asian women, fine black women, not strags, not big fat black women. All right. If you see me with a black woman, she ain't gonna be a strag or a fat black woman. All right. So that eliminates, or a liberal. All right. That eliminates 90% of them. So I'm doing everything opposite of what they want me to do. Right, I was already doing most of it opposite, but then they really don't like it now that I'm free. I actually don't have children. I don't want to have any more children. I could have more children. I don't want to get married. I don't want to raise another man's children. I'm free. I am literally a free agent. So, and I'm a free agent pretty relatively early in life. Like 49 is when I became an official free agent. That was when I sent my son off to college, dropped his ass off. Shout out to my brother, my son, Brooklyn. All right, dropped him off in college. All right, shout out to everybody at the University of Oregon dorm. Shout out to everybody. There's some brothers that listen to me from time to time. But they don't want you to be free. They're like, I'm free at 49, meaning that I don't have a legal attachment to marriage. I don't have a legal attachment to minor children. I don't have a legal attachment to the system. I'm free. And the only way they can put me back on the plantation is to make me get married or get me into a relationship where I'm stuck. They want me. They'll celebrate me. If I presented a woman, especially a black woman, I said, I'm in a relationship with this black woman, they would celebrate me. Oh, see, you learned, you found somebody that really rocked with you. You found somebody that loved you. I told you there was going to be a woman that, you know, you couldn't turn down. They would celebrate this. Why? Because I'm attached to the system. I'm attached to the system. Okay. Since I'm attached to the system, then they know that the woman can pull that rope and pull that Band-Aid off. She can just keep me under control. All right, I got to ask for permission. Then I got to take the knee. I got to bid the knee. I got to do her will. I got to do the will for her kids that she had out of wedlock with another nigga that I don't know. I got to do all these utility. I got to be utility to the system. And then the woman can ruin me just with one allegation, with one I'm not happy. And I'm living like this at 49. And I looked at it and said, dude, I can live like this as long as I live. Well, is this all you gonna do? Chase young skirt? Well, I don't chase young skirt. I always tell you, man, look, that's why people getting it wrong. Look, the reason why I went viral with the free agent lifestyle, which is kind of sad, is that it was the women, right? But I've been saying for 8 years, you know, women are my priority, that life is my priority. But now because people see this, then that's their excuse. It's an attack point. Oh, see, he's just chasing women. First of all, I'm not chasing any goddamn thing. All right, I'm not chasing women. But women are a byproduct to success. That's my main philosophy. Well, when you become successful or you become seen or you make a little bit of money, the women will be happy to be around you for long enough to grab ankles, right? And they all like it. That's what it is. But hey, that just comes with the territory and you better be prepared for it. But especially if you want to go outside and have a little bit of fun, all right, which I do. But we'll talk about that much later. Let's see if we have some any other contributors to today's show. All right, do me a favor. Let me see if we got it. We have two over on the ecclesiastical PayPal. All right, we got PayPal. Says, Coach, it is all Jermaine's fault. I just got a signed copy of De-Evolution. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I can't wait for my signed copy of the Free Agent Lifestyle. And again, I can't say this enough. Thank you for the free signed copy of De-Evolution. Boss 2026. We got Boss Up 2026 and Peace. Shout out to the people who have ordered books, signed books. As you guys know, I'm out of the country, so I can't get you signed books now. All right. So if you ordered them in the last 3 or 4 weeks, obviously I'm not able to send them from my locale. But when I get back to Las Vegas, I will definitely send you your copy that you ordered. I will. All right. I'm a man of my word. Shout out to Kaylin. Says, sometimes I wonder who's worse, 304s or simps. These simp enforcers piss me the F off. These dudes don't know ish about women. They continue to lead men astray. the free agent lifestyle is the way to go. Or as I told Andrew ecclesiastically Simp Enforcer Wilson, you're leading men into a burning building. Here's what I always will warn you about. When these people tell you what to do with your life and you do it and it doesn't work out, these people will be nowhere to be found. Okay, the simp enforcers, the women who celebrated you, the men who celebrated you and told you that that's what they want, a powerful wife, 5, 10, 8, 12 years down the line, when you're getting a divorce and you have a 50+% chance of getting a divorce, I can't reiterate it, they will be nowhere to be found. Okay, they won't talk your wife back into the bed. They won't tell her to crack her legs open. They won't tell her to get her mind right. They won't take her to nothing. Okay, when you getting filet mignoned and child support, they not gonna run up in the court and speak positively on your behalf. It will be crickets. And that's an important detail that I have to tell you and warn you about, because relationships are the toughest thing you're going to engage in, other than getting a long-term terminal illness. It's going to be a very thick, because 99% of relationships, they actually implode. Okay, they implode. And most of y'all have 100% failure rate with relationships. We call you Owen. You're 0-50. Some of you women are 0-190. So some of you so-called players and max, you ain't had a successful relationship yet. Okay, most of you guys are incapable of having successful relationships. You guys just have short-term casual relationships, and then they blow up and implode. So with that being said, these people will not be around when your relationship implodes and or it gets off the rails. Okay, they'll just, not only that, you will get blamed and you will be left holding the bag. All right, nobody's going to give a fuck about you when you getting drugged here. So you better consider that when we break down what this guy's going to break down. Okay, consider the fact that if you're going to follow Tony Gaskins and the Boyce Watkins and the Andrew Ecclesiastical Wilsons and the Hafeez Bakus, before you follow these goofy ass niggas, these simp enforcers, remember, none of them niggas gonna be around when your wife ain't giving you no pussy at night. None of them niggas gonna come to your house and tell your wife to do what she needs to do and continuously consummate this marriage. All right, when she want to file that divorce and take you to child support and clean out your fucking clock, they're not gonna be around. Please understand that. Please understand that. Now, when I tell you to go live free, I don't got to be around to see the results. You're going to live free and you're going to enjoy it. It's crazy. Okay. Anyway, we have Kalen saying he doesn't know who's worse, the 304 or the Simps. Well, listen, man, here's the deal with it. Like, I don't care about 304s or Simps. I like 304s. We like hoes around here. All right. We like when hoes stay doing whole shit. All right. But don't come around here, hoes, and be trying to ecclesiastically marry me. That's my point. Shout out to our brother Hardin says, go CGA coffee for some young hoe. All right. And we got one here presiding in here. We got one here doing her work for sure. All right. On the lean side. And by the way, I went to Cebu City, or they call it's really Cebu City. I went to Cebu City, so you don't have to. Guys, don't go. All right. I'm just telling you. All right, anybody telling you to go to Cebu City, all right, tell them niggas to not, they're out of their fucking mind. Do not come here, all right, just to let you know. You save yourself a trip. All right, I don't know what type of budget them niggas are on going to Cebu or Cebu. Do not go, all right, do not come here. All right, now I'm not in actually Cebu proper. I'm way out here in the middle of the island somewhere. I'm at the tip of the island. I'm on the island right now. All right, but save yourself. Go to Manila. Go to Manila. All right, if you come out here, go to Manila. All right, you're good. All right, now if you want to go island hop and come down here and go see some blue water, then come to Cebu and go to Lapu and Mactan and all that shit. All right, but do not come here, especially for no 304s. It is what it is. All right. Anyway. Somebody said, do not come. Where's the Kamala Harris here? Do I have the Kamala Harris?
Look at
no, that's the African American here. All right. Do I have the Kamala? I don't have the same box that I have. Pause. I don't have the same box that I have at home. So I don't. Oh, there it is.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm going to come.
All right. Hey, listen. I'm just telling you, man. Look, I warned you. I'm just here to warn you. I'm not here for a debate. Don't come.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Okay, we got our brother Suave G says, made a track called Utilize about the free agent lifestyle. Would love your reaction. Much respect to the Shield. And that's a sponsorship. So not only did you make a music track, you sponsored today's show. Well, can I listen to it first? All right, shout out to you, Suave G. I'm going to listen to it first, and then I'll respond and possibly play it, all right, along with the other people who have made tracks for us. But I'm going to go ahead and mark it. All right, it's bumping. All right, that shit bumping, as they say, bro. So look, I'm going to go ahead and check that out on another time. Did y'all hear that? That shit bumping. All right, we gonna actually have to do that at another time. But yo, let me come back because we got a show to do. All right, but I'm gonna play that tomorrow. I'm gonna play that tomorrow, but I gotta hear it first because I don't want to play it and then be like, what, nigga? All right, holy shit, did y'all hear that shit? It was bumping. All right, shout out to our brother. It is Andre the Giant Blanco. He says, it's funny how a hyper emotional man is calling you gay, yet his voice sounds like he got a little sugar in his gas tank. And the call for your death is kind of crazy, all while hiding behind his Bible. They only have insults and no argument. Keep being you, brother. Shout out to Andre the Giant Blanco. So apparently you heard his podcast. You're saying that one of the things that he tried to call me was gay. And then you're saying that he prayed on my downfall and wished me death. Are you serious? Well, we're going to review it live. I mean, look at the desperation for people trying to get and discredit the free agent lifestyle. Like you said, they have no argument against why you shouldn't do it. All they have is what Kevin Samuels geniusly came up with is sign language. Shaming, insults, guilt need to be right. All right. Nobody can tell you why not to do it. Okay. Why not to do it? So if that's the case, all right, I cannot wait to give you a live reaction to that, man. Wow. I mean, people are really, really, really angry with your boy for preaching the free agent lifestyle. Golly. All right. Goodness gracious. You can't. I'm shocked if that's the case. If that's what he talked about. I'm pretty sure people are probably saying, I hope he dies from an STI. Like, you always have that. I wish he dies for an STI. All right. So anyway, let's see here. We got Everett, the legendary Walker, says, Niggy, in your latest IG post comments about having a wife for life, says we should be able to have both. He said, nah, bruh, it don't work that way. Trade-offs only. You got to make decisions. Legendary Chris Rock said, you can either be married and bored or single and lonely. There's no happiness nowhere. Pick one. You can be married or bored or single and lonely. All right, shout out to legendary Chris Rock. He at one point followed me on Instagram. I don't know if he does anymore, but shout out to him. You could either be married and bored or single and lonely. Ain't no happiness nowhere. Pick your poison. Now, occasionally you will have fun in a marriage, but you're not going to have the fun that you want to have. You're going to have marital fun. You're going to have marital fun, but people want both, and it's hard to have both. That's why you got to make a choice. That's why you got to bend the knee. Okay, but shout out to you, man. He said, I want to have both. All right, go for it, bro. Hey, listen, knock yourself out. But don't say I didn't warn you. Really, you could choose a wife or a life. And even when you choose a wife, that's the life you chose, man. Make that the best. I always tell you, I'm not anti-marriage. I'm anti-divorce. Like, I'm telling you, I don't like divorce. And I think divorce is evil, and divorce is not of God. But of course, Christians, except for the ecclesiastical Christians, they have as high a divorce rate as anyone else. All right. It's still dangerous out there. All right. Andrew Wilson tried to say you have no chance of getting divorced, which was false. I tried to challenge him on that, and he was scrambling and scraping for shit. I was like, so you're saying there's no chance of getting a divorce? Well, So be careful, man. It's a tough decision. And Double A, Anthony Allen says, big ups to you, coach. My question is, why would a man get married? That's like looking at a cereal box every day. The same cereal box, soggy cereal. Please live the free agent lifestyle. It is the only way to go. You do have to ask yourself, why would a man get married? Now, people are going to ask me, why did I get married? Well, I thought that here's a number one. Number one, I was in an industry where marriage was beneficial. All right, that was number one. Now, I'm not making an excuse why I married the person I married. We did really love each other. So at that time, I mean, listen, people do love each other at that time in a way, and then people grow. All right, and we grew apart at a certain point. And we're going to talk about this when you hear how long it takes for these women to realize they should leave their husbands. Right? It fell apart. Now, I was in the industry that being married was beneficial, so that was a motivator. Number two, I did not want kids out of wedlock, so marriage was a motivator. I didn't want to be a baby daddy. Just like today, like people get pissed when I say I didn't want to be a stepdaddy. I also didn't want to be a baby daddy. So, you got to realize it's not just negative against the fact that people are stepdads. I didn't want to have kids out of wedlock, and I successfully achieved that. So by getting married and having my kids under a marriage, that was important to me. And I wanted kids, and I wanted them under a marriage. I did not want them with a random woman. I didn't want them with a baby mama. So I decided to say, by the time I have kids, I'm going to have them under marriage. And I did. All right. So I accomplished that. I didn't want to be a baby daddy. I didn't want to be a stepdaddy. And these were two major motivators for me. Anyway, enough about that shit. All right. Then I got divorced, and then I'm living the free agent life. All right. But yeah, man, you do have to ask yourself in today's climate, why would a man want to get married? Well, there's codependent men. There's men who are lonely. There's men that can only get sex through marriage. Like there's a bunch of reasons why dudes do it. Now, when they actually get into the marriage, they're not prepared. I think men are not prepared for marriage at all, especially men that want women to be submissive, stay-at-home wives, to raise kids. I'm going to tell you, man, if you're a man and you're 25 to 35 and you want to get married, you're not getting that marriage today. There's about a 0 to 1% chance you're going to get that marriage. 99% chance you're not getting that. You're not getting a stay-at-home mom. You're not getting a stay-at-home wife, okay? Especially if you're marrying a black woman, all right? You're not getting that. You're not getting a woman that's going to have sex with you just because you're married or forced into having marital intercourse with you. You're getting a pseudo-feminist, all right? A woman that's downloaded with the software of feminism, all right? And she's going to wield that feminist card in your marriage at any particular point. That's what you're getting. It's Slim the Nun and Slim Just Died that your guys are going to get that type of marriage. And most men want that type of marriage. Unfortunately, that's not available to you in these United States of Americas. All right, it's not available to you. You can possibly get it in another country, all right? But even then, even these young women that I see in the Philippines, they're kind of working and getting educated. There's slight levels of women being independent here as well. But, there's only so far you can take it when your country's highest income on average is 500 pesos a month. I mean, there's only so much you could do, or 500 US dollars, not 500 pesos, 500 US dollars. That's your average income a month. There's only so much independence you can do. And you're going home and the streets flooded and she's walking in waist high level flood, waist high deep level flood. All right. When it's a monsoon or a typhoon. All right. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much independence you can do, and there's massive amount of poverty here in these countries like that. Now, you can actually, if you have enough money, you can actually coax a woman to do it, all right? But you're going to have to get her from the province. Anyway, let's get into this part of the show. What part of the show we're going to do? It's the evil world we live in. We're already an hour in. No, we're not. We're actually 40 minutes in. All right, so yeah, okay. So we got to say evil world we live in. We're going to give you an update on some trending stories, but we're getting warmed up. Tony Gaskins' story will be coming up in the second hour of the show, but we're going to talk about Chris Brown. Chris Brown recently has gone viral again because people are suggesting that he has engaged in some kissing of a married woman. And you guys know my rules. I don't mess with married women. I have no interest in married women. Most women are single. There's too many single women out here of all ages. I'll just date young single women. and even fix their mind. But I don't mess with married women, and I think women who are married should not engage in this type of behavior. But there was a viral video showing Chris Brown kissing a woman on stage, and there's a portion of the video here. I didn't fall for this BS, all right, because I kind of heard this story before, and I was like, they're kind of bringing up an old story, all right. But it says he's making headlines over a viral video of him kissing a woman who is claimed to be married. But here's the truth behind the video. Apparently, what they're saying is, all right, what they're saying is this mashup right here are from two different shows. All right, so a lot of people got irate about this, even fans. All right, they're saying even Chris Brown fans got irate about this, but they're saying that this mashup is actually two different events. All right, it is not the same event. Now, if you guys have seen the video, I actually saw the video. It does look like there's a mashup there. It does look like he's reacting to the Chris Brown kissing, but what people do have to understand is people are now suggesting that they're two different videos. All right, they're not the same event. All right, so that's what this article is suggesting. And not only that article, there's several articles now suggesting that. Now it could be Chris Brown's team, all right, doing a little bit of damage control, all right, related to this. But Chris Brown has been accused of kissing other married women in his performance because he brings women up on the stage. Even in this one here, they're saying people are utterly disgusted by his behavior. They're slamming him for reportedly kissing a married woman while the husband was present. People have said, why would a husband take his girl to Chris Brown's concert? Also, Chris Brown has a song said, when a rich woman wants you, all right, and your nigga can't do nothing for you, all right? So he even telling you that these hoes ain't loyal and he'll take your girl, Mr. Steal Your Girl himself. All right, so this is not out of the range of possibility of him engaging in this behavior. All right, so it's not out of the realm of possibility of him engaging in this behavior. And then also when you consider the fact that he also went viral for selling photos and men paying for those photos and even standing in the background while he was cuffing other, women's buttocks in front of their boyfriends. I mean, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he would engage in this behavior. But what they're suggesting is the video is not legit. And we got hit with the okie doke yet again. All right. So try not to fall for the fuckery sometimes. The internet, especially over the last 2 or 3 years, what the internet and social media does is they're bringing up old stories. All right. Because I've been doing these type of live streams for a long time. And I've covered a lot of things and subject matters. And even a lot of people don't realize I covered these subject matters already. And what'll happen is Instagram, TikTok, a lot of young people are seeing some of these videos for the first time. And these videos are somewhere between 5 to 10 years old. And they're reposting them or reacting to them. And then what happens is you don't know that that's an old video. You think that's a new trending topic. And then you see the blogs even writing articles about it. But then I will show you this happened in 2020. This happened in 2019. This happened in 2015. I remember a lot of these stories because I cover so many stories. So you do have to watch out for that. People are just trying to get views and clicks. People are even covering old crime stories and going reviral, getting millions and millions of views, covering old crime stories that are old as fuck to me. All right. I'm like, y'all covering that? All right. That's an old story. I mean, but again, to some people, it's a new story. And then when they present it, it's a new story. So be careful about that. All right. Rage baiting. Yeah, people are rage baiting. They're just trying to find anything to talk about. This happens a lot on Twitter. All right. Anytime I see something on Twitter, they just keep reposting a video, even to the point where they'll post black people monkeying and chimping out. And then the white supremacists will get in the comment section of these tweets. And the video will be old. It will not be a new video. It'll be a fight from 2018. All right. Now the black person is chimping out, but they'll present it like it's a new video of some niggas chimping out. And it's in the old video, right? And it's an old video. And I'm like, that's an old video that you are using to rage bait your audience to comment and say negative things about a group of people where the video had already been talked about and discussed. So anyway, I don't like that. I typically try to not do that. And even when you tell me to talk about a subject matter that I've already presented, I feel like it's disingenuous to my audience to represent it, right? Even though you didn't see me present it and it's 4 years ago, I said I covered that in 2021. Well, even though you didn't see me cover it, I still know that there's a lot of people that watch me a lot over the years, that it would be disingenuous to keep bringing that video back up and discussing it. So I've just let it, I'm not going to cover that again. Even though you didn't see me cover it, I've already covered it. I covered it when it was new in 2021. So why would I cover it again in 2026? I'm just that way. All right. I'm just that way. I don't look for cheap views. Okay. We have, it's an evil world we live in. All right. No sound effect, but we have a woman who says, and this is, hey man, Tony Gaskins, protect your neck here. Listen to this woman. What do I have? I have a saying that I got from the movie American Pimp. All right. And there was a pimp in there that said, all women have, or all women have thought of selling pussy. Now, I know you guys are going to call me a trick, but you don't realize that this is a true statement from this pimp. And it was a pimp. He had a Jerry curl or a perm. All right. And shout out to our brother here. What's the brother's name? Sugar Free with Do You Have the Stomach? Let me see. Do I have the stomach here? All right. I don't have the stomach. There it is.
Do you have the stomach?
There it is. Do you have the stomach? So the guy says, all women have, or all women have thought of selling pussy. Now, a lot of you guys don't understand this and you guys don't see it, but I see it. I see it. Even to the point where even to the point, I'm gonna tell you where I can clear this up. I'm gonna tell you, and some of y'all mama sold pussy. All right. I'm gonna tell y'all to get Christmas gifts, but that's a whole nother story. Okay. It doesn't have to be for cash. Remember, all men pay in some sort of way, but your mama was in a bind at some particular point. It's not just Nate was fixing a bind. But when a woman says, like, you've heard women say this, she's at work or she's got to go to work and she'll say, man, damn, I just need a sugar daddy. That is an example of the bare minimum that all women have thought of selling box. All women have got that one and say, damn, why am I working like this? I'm going to just go get a rich man. That's an example of selling box. Now, you might not say it. You might not believe it. No, that's not technically selling box. That is. The woman just sits there and say, look, I'd rather just find a rich man. All women have said that one time. Okay. And some women have done it. Some women have pursued it. Some women have actually done it. Some women have figured out to monetize themselves. Then you got feet pictures. That's an example of where that guy in the video said, all women have or have thought of selling box. Now, watch this.
You have the stomach.
You think because a woman's professional, she doesn't want to sell box, all right? But listen to this woman here. She's going to spill the beans in the Heidi Fleiss way. Okay. She says she ran an escort agency, and she says all women, all forms of women from all walks of life contacted her to sell that box. All right. To sell that box. Let's play the video. You see her right here. You see her at the bottom. She's an old Heidi Fleiss, old white woman. She said she had an escort agency, and she said you would not believe the type of women that will be out here trying to sell box. Let's play the video.
Escort agency, and I was so surprised at the women that contacted me wanting to work. Celebrities, journalists. I had a woman working for the tax department who rang me up wanting a job. Police officers,
business,
mothers with kids at private schools, married women. There was no type.
Shout out to her. Okay, this is the podcast right there. She said there's no type. And as a man that has been part of the lifestyle for the better part of 2019 till today, she's not lying. I've been trying to tell you, yes, you're a girlfriend. Well, she's educated and she has a degree. She's married. So the fuck what? I'm telling you, bro, I've seen it all. I'm like, bro, nobody shocks me. I've seen doctors, lawyers. I've seen them all, man. I've seen them all educated women who make $300,000. We even seen an Olympic athlete that I covered multiple times. An Olympic athlete. She was an Olympic runner. She ended up being an escort in Las Vegas. See, what people don't realize is that this is an easy thing. It's the oldest profession. It's easy for them to merge into it. And then when they get in a bind or a pickle or they need some fast cash, they can look at sex as a way to do it and say, listen, I'm going to have sex anyway. So I might as well just get paid for it. Monetize dating. So and sometimes they have good sex. Sometimes they have a need to give men sex. They want to be dominated. There's a BDSM part of it. So that is, even that woman is saying, not this girl. She's just a regular girl. And y'all want to call these women prostitutes left and right. I'm like, y'all can call them that if you want, but these are your neighbors, married women. There's married women that do it. There was, by the way, that Olympic runner that ended up becoming an escort in Vegas was married and had a kid. All right. And the husband had to let her go to Vegas to get her cheeks ecclesiastically clapped. All right. For money. And he couldn't do nothing about it. She ended up writing a book about it and saying, well, I was going through manic depression. She made an excuse. She was going through, bro. You got to pay attention to what I'm teaching you. Even she's trying to tell you, bro, and women will protect each other, but when, they will protect the secret. They'll protect the secret. All right, but she said she was shocked. Married women, women with kids, single mammies, all right, they all got to get they all got to get bills paid. Right here. And they all need a special friend. All right, anyway, goodness gracious. Let's continue. The Christians are clutching their pearls right now. We have, it's the evil world we live in. We have a gossip page on Instagram that's suggesting that Future, baby daddy of the year, Future, one of his baby mamas is going rogue. Apparently her name is Brittany Millie. And according to this blog, allegedly, she says she wants the rapper thrown in jail for not getting a $500,000 life insurance policy on their 12-year-old son, Prince, and naming her a trustee. Let's break this down for you because you guys don't know. This is definitely something that happens in family court. So a lot of people are being educated. Sometimes it takes celebrities to educate people what happened, but it is a very common tool that the family court uses for men to actually stay attached to the mother by getting a life insurance policy on themselves that the baby mama has, right, is the beneficiary of. You heard that right. So let's educate you real quick on what's going on right here. And also they will get the life insurance on the child. All right. So that we guys know that infanticide or parents that kill their children, mothers are more likely to kill their children than fathers are. But hey, listen, I'm just giving you the data. So sometimes they'll make you give a life insurance policy on the child themselves, which means in effect, well, when she's in a bind, she don't have to sell Pinocha anymore. She could go out there and just kill the kid and blame it on Jermaine. So yes, court orders. You will be court ordered from time to time to provide a life insurance either on yourself that the baby mama is the beneficiary of or on the child. All right. And it says right here, rapper Future. Not everybody gets this, by the way. It's sometimes not everybody gets this, but it can be added as a stipulation to your parentage agreement, if you will, your parentage. Shout out to King Amos Osiris. I'm an Osiris. Shout out to this one. It says TMZ. TMZ is reporting rapper Future's ex-girlfriend Brittany Millie demanded that he be thrown behind bars for failing to comply with the court order over the 12-year-old son's Prince. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, Brittany accuses Future of failing to comply with a 2023 court order. She claimed the musician did not obtain a $500,000 life insurance policy, naming her as the trustee for Prince. She asked that Future be held in contempt of court and incarcerated until he resolves the issue with the life insurance policy. Back in 2023, Brittany was awarded an increase in her monthly child support from Future. The judge ordered the rapper to owe $500K a month, up from $3K that he'd been previously paying Brittany. Future has not responded to the new petition. Now, this is what we talk about when you want to ecclesiastically roll the dice and Tony Gaskins and Boyce Watkins pushes you right over the edge. Andrew Wilson pushes you over the edge and leaves you into a burning building. Well, in this case, you can't control the woman in this case. She is the X factor. All right. She is the variable. You're the constant in this case. That's what we teach you, at least. And in this situation, what happens is if she has you latched or leashed to a court, that's why I'm saying I'm free. I'm free from anybody doing this to me, specifically a woman. based on her emotions or need to get back from me. I'm free from this. I'm not married. I'm not attached to the system anymore. I have adult kids. Now, because she has this court order paper, basically, Future is not free. She has court order paper to actually threaten his freedom because he did not comply, or he did not, he should be held in contempt because he did not comply or he violated the court order. That's how simple these attachments can be used against you. And they're almost always going to be used against you in this manner if you do have a failed relationship. Now, some people are able to move on. Many people are not. So you just don't know what you're getting, and you don't know your wife until you see her in divorce court. So at that point, she could just say, hey, I got this piece of paper. He was supposed to have performed this duty, him being a utility, even though he's no longer with me. I'm pissed about it. So let me march to the court, file a new petition, or at least an addendum in addition to the petition, in the original position, I should say, in addition to the original petition, where then she can go in and say, hey, he should be held in contempt. Now, the court is going to drag you into court. Okay. The court is going to drag you in. Basically, they're going to summons you. Okay. Now, this is again why I say I'm a free agent. Nobody can, well, there's only a few people that can summons me in the court. All right. But not many people. So not many people related to marriage, divorce, and child support. So I'm free of that. And I'm free of one random woman dragging me in and summoning me. So in this case, she can go into the court and say, hey, he has not performed this. He has violated the court order. As a result of this, he should be thrown into court. Now, the court can bring him into court and address the issue. And if he gets an honorary judge or one of them hang 'em high judges, well, then, and I think he lives in Atlanta, he might get one of these black women judges, all right, or these NB judges, or these hang 'em high old school judges, and they might be able to throw his ass in there, get him a Fannie Willis prosecutor. You never know what happens there. They might be able to throw him in there to teach him a lesson and say, hey, listen, go ahead and go in the tank and then handle this business. When you handle this business and pay your back child support, then we'll let you free. Okay, so all right. That's how it works, man. That's how it works around this beach. All right. So be careful when you're out here ecclesiastically asking for women to submit to you and shit like this, because boy, the tables can turn on you real quickly. All right. That's an evil world we live in. We have the sub-main event coming up and then the main event. All right. This chair is not very comfortable. All right. So I'm going to be constantly changing positions and shifting to get my back in order. And plus, I'm going to be out tomorrow fishing. So I'm going to have to be in good shape here. But I try not to have a long stream today. We're going to get to the point. We have some contributors to today's show. It is Trey B. Says, Coach, I'm really fed up with the hypocritical fake Christians. You call them the one-sided misandrist judgment of the black community. You're fed up with the hypocritical fake Christian one-sided misandrist judgment of the black community. Men like Tony Gaskins are truly spineless panderers. He says, why do so many black men have smoke for other brothers living their lives, but no smoke for Keisha for selling out, or no smoke for women in general in terms of getting them to cooperate properly? We've seen Derek Jackson use this business model. We've seen Hafeez attempt to use this business model. We've seen there was another young guy. I think his name is I want to get his name right, but they go on the shows and do those minstrel circuit shows where they have all these black people in the audience and they be all chimping out in the audience, all right, laughing and ha-ha and kikiing like it's a minstrel show. What's that guy's name? He has like a rapper nickname. I don't remember his name. All right, but anyway, they'll never hold the black women accountable in those cases, and they're very emblematic or symptomatic of the church. All right, of the black church, and that's why men have abandoned the black church in the way they have done it. Ace Metaphor, that's his name. Ace Metaphor. Ace Metaphor is one of these guys that came from the Derek Jackson camp. He actually worked under Derek Jackson, so did Hafeez, and they tried to continue that hustle. Tony Gaskins, I don't think worked for Derek Jackson, but he's continuing the hustle too in the name of Father, God, and the Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. All right. And so forth and so on. But basically it's a minstrel circuit. And black women are highly attracted to this message because then they can blame you, color purple ass niggas, all right, to get right. All right. And you got to do right by us. All right. You got to do right. I put a root on your ass nigga. All right. So you got Ace Metaphor, Derek Jackson, Hafeez, these type of guys. Tony Gaskins is of the same business model. And not surprising, all these niggas are from Atlanta or, you know, black areas, all right, where everybody's black, all right. So they have a message to these type of people, and it's well received because, you know, and all this fornication and abortion that goes on in the black community. But oh boy, these are the most Christian people you can possibly find. All right. When it's time to praise the Lord or scream out Jesus when the airplane is crashing, all right. Oh, here they come. All right. These people are they're the truly Christian people. Shout out to our brother Trey Truth in the building. All right, we got our brother here. It is Black Boss, and he normally doesn't say anything because he's the boss. All right, Black Boss doesn't have to say anything. Shout out to Initial DL says, I'm starting to take a page from your book and start letting these chicks know my boundaries out front. Just dealt with a chick that I thought would have known better. She's 42 years old. Come to find out she didn't. Even at her age, I'm back to the free agent lifestyle where the 304 is at. All right. See, never assume a woman knows what you want from her. You almost always have to give her instructions. All right. Never assume that she's going to get it, that she knows what you're thinking, that she knows how to treat a man, even if she's of advanced age, geriatric, like a 42-year-old woman. I will tell you, there's 4 ways that you can gauge age. You can take a calendar and engage age like that. You can gauge age with a calendar. I was born this day on this day. I'm here today at this time. That's how we judge age. But I don't judge age that way. You can judge age by physical age. I actually was seeing a woman who's 21 that looks very young. All right, looks way younger than 21. And then but she's 21. I mean, what can you do about it? I look younger for my age as well. I still look young for my age, but you know, you can't just judge it and say, well, you shouldn't be with her because she looks younger than 21. All right. It ain't my fault. She's 21, but you can gauge it by physical age. Some people age rapidly. Some people age, they're 25 and they look 40. Okay. So it works in the opposite, and that benefits them as well. When they're young, they look older and they look more mature, and women tend to select those type of guys. They don't tend to select baby faces. So, and late bloomers. So that works in their advantage, and these niggas burn out and peak at 25, and then they want to slow down, and catch motherfucking arthritis. All right, so there's ways to gauge it. You can check by mental age, emotional age, emotional age, physical age, what they call chronological age. These are all ways you can judge ages. So what you've done is you went and said, I'm going to date a woman who's 42. She's going to know better. False. That's false. She still need instructions too. And a woman that don't have instructions is going to be headed for self-destruction. So she must know how to engage with you. You can't just assume she has history with men and knows how to engage with men, because at 42, she was single. Okay. So that tells you she doesn't know how to engage with men. So you have to, no matter what age the woman is, give her proper instruction on how to engage in the essence of you, in your aura. All right. She might say, I know how to treat a man. I don't give a fuck how you know how to treat a man. All right. Do you know how to treat CGA? Do you know how to treat CGA? This is what CGA wants. I don't give a fuck what these other men wanted and how you got over on these other men and how these other men like to be pleased. Do you know what CGA wants? Because I'm not just like these other niggas. Now, she's going to say something that's going to wake you up. She's going to be like, you look like these other niggas. And then that's when you know she just ready to treat you like the other niggas. All right. So, all right. I had a woman once say that. I was like, I'm not like these other niggas. I'm like the top 5% male. She was like, you look regular like anybody else. I was like, well, that's your exit ticket. All right. That's your exit ticket. In your world, that's how you look at me. And I can't fault you for that. That's your own outlook. But that tells you good and damn well you ain't ready to be with a nigga like CGA. Okay. If you think I'm just like the next nigga. All right. Because I'm not. All right. Now, you might think so, but you're going to be proven wrong like a motherfucker. You're going to be proven wrong relatively fast. All right. I know I look like I'm the average bear, but I'm smarter than the average bear and smarter than that marble talking in the mouth Tony Gaskins ass nigga that we gonna handle in a little bit. But stop assuming people know how to treat men and vice versa. Stop assuming that men know how to treat women. All right. It is a very personal skill that to learn how to treat a person on their level and what they have in terms of expectations. So in my game, I teach men to not negotiate after the commitment. You negotiate, you put your rules up there up front. This is what I want up front. If you ain't ready to deliver this up front, we ain't ready to engage, or we can engage in a certain way, but you're not going to get what you're going to want out of it. All right. I'm going to put you in a category or a tier that I think you properly deserve based on how you're willing to treat me. So, you got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for yourself and put it out there early. Don't be a pussy beggar. Go out there early enough and give her a little bit of a heads up. All right. To tell her, look, this is what I want. If you ain't going to give it to me, keep it moving. And shout out to Alan Roger Curry with Mode 1. He said as much when it came to getting laid. All right. You want to have sex with a woman? Tell her up front. Stop beating around the bush and begging and trying to act like you really like her, because you really don't like her. You just want to have sex with the woman. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation here. All right. So we caught up on the super chats. We have Inside of the Mind of Modern Woman. The question is that I posed to you earlier before today's show is, how long do you think it takes for a woman to actually leave you in a long-term relationship? Remember, we're talking about long-term relationship. We're not talking about these fly-by-night boyfriend and girlfriend. That's my man, all right, and baby mama and all this shit. We're talking about a long-term relationship. You're in a marriage. You're binded together by the law. How long do you think it takes the woman to prepare to leave you? Right now, this is what I've been preparing you for when it comes to marriages and relationships, because I say, all right, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When I look at people, and I'm going to use them as an example, I'm not saying that this is going to happen to them. When people look at what happened to Anton Daniels and his wife, when they said, oh, he's good, she didn't leave, she's good with it. Okay. And I say, bro, that's not the case, because that is just another thing she's going to use to consider what she needs to consider if she goes about that route after a while. Okay. Now, I also say that when people say, well, I've been married for 3 years, coach, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, bro, you don't have a clue as to what's going on in that woman's head, because women do not, listen to me, women do not immediately leave when there is a red flag in a relationship. Proof of that is all of the women that run around here that tell you on the first date that she was previously in an abusive relationship. She'll tell you she was with a dude for 10 years, 5 years, and he went upside her head and whipped her into the rope and dragged her around and did the four corners, touched the turnbuckle and whipped her from pillar to post, put 5 babies in her and neglected her, and so forth and so on. This is proof of what I'm saying, of women who will engage in long-term relationships, but put up with what she says is years of abuse. Stayed, never left, didn't report his ass to the police. He never went to jail. All right. And then she didn't put him on child support, but here you come and you sneeze funny and she can't stick around. Really, because you're corny and a lame. She really don't like you like that. All right. She really don't like you like that. Cassie is another piece of proof. She stayed for all that time, couldn't barely leave. And she stayed for 10 years, in and out, cheating on him cheating on her, him going upside and one upside her head. And she stuck around. Now, that's going to give you the idea here. This should scare the pants off of you. Women emotionally divorce you before they actually divorce you. Women emotionally divorce you and check out of the relationship way before they actually do it. They carry it out. So if a guy tells me, hey, coach, I've been married for 5 years and I have a wonderful marriage, what do I always tell them? That don't mean shit to me, because marriage is till death do you part. You have to have, in order for you to have a successful marriage, in my book, you have to have death. You both have to die. All right. Married. You both have to die married. So, or at least one of you niggas have to die married. All right. Either her or you. And hopefully one of y'all weren't the reason why they died. So That's the only way you can judge a marriage. All right. Till death do they part. When they got married until they ended their lives, that would be a successful marriage. Anything other than that, you could just say was a learning experience. All right. That's all it was. You learned. It was a lesson. All right. Sometimes it was a blessing that it didn't extend. So when people say, again, I have a successful marriage, mine's is working, most of the time you're speaking only for one person. You're not speaking for the other one. Some women will say, my husband's very happy in his marriage. Bitch, how do you know? You don't know that. I've heard women, I heard this wife that I knew the husband was cheating on her. I knew it. Like I saw him cheat on her with my own eyes. Okay. Now I didn't see them fucking, but I saw what I saw. And I heard a woman, after I saw what I saw, say, I know my husband will never cheat on me. Nigga, I was like, yeah, damn, bro. I'm like, you talk about ignorance, all right? Ignorance. I was like, shit. I was like, that's how bad it is? I know my husband. I know he'll never cheat on me. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, I can tell you the day he fucked somebody else. Because I saw it. I didn't see them having sex, but I saw it. And dude, the way he cheated on her, but it indicated that he'd done it before. That wasn't the first one, because I'll tell you the story real quick. Y'all got some time? All right, hold on for a second. Let me see how much time y'all got. Okay, I ain't gonna say who it was. Let me see. I got time. Let me see if I got the sound effect. I'll do story time. All right, let me see what I got. I don't got the time sound effect. All right, I wish I had the time sound effect, because that would have been funny. That would have been funny. Where's my time sound effect? I'm kind of pissed that I didn't have it on time. My box here is a little bit different. Okay, I don't got time today, apparently. Okay, but anyway, today I got time because we were in New Orleans. All right. Hopefully the person that I'm talking about is not watching the show, and neither is the wife. But we were in New Orleans. We were out there I think we were on Bourbon Street. We were on one of them fucking streets. We was chilling out, drinking Hurricanes. And we were standing around. And we were standing around, and the dude that was with us, that ended up being, he was married. He was married for a minute too. He was married for a long time. They had teenagers. And so we were chilling. And then this girl, I don't know what happened, but he left. And the next thing I know, we was talking, and the next thing I saw was him walking off with a girl. Okay, that's the next thing I saw. Like, it was that fast. It was like, huh? Like, it wasn't a long conversation or nothing. She must have walked by, because he told me later. She walked by. She gave him the eye and the come. This is why I always tell you, women choose. I don't care what y'all niggas say. He didn't open his mouth. He didn't pop no game. He didn't say nothing. She must have said something and looked in the come hither, and he went, and they walked off. They never talked before, never seen each other. He walked off with her like this, hand in hand. We still looking like, who the fuck? And we didn't see him till the next morning. We was at breakfast downstairs in the hotel, and we saw them niggas walking out, him walking her out the hotel. Okay, so that's what I saw. Now, here's the deal. Okay. And he told me, he was like, yeah, man, I beat that up all night. This is in New Orleans. So I've heard the wife say, I know my man would never cheat on me. And I was like, damn. All right. I was like, bro, like that. I mean, you can't trust nobody out here. You can't trust nobody. I was in Las Vegas once, and a woman, all right, she was not a wife at the time, but she was engaged. I was with my wife, and I was with some of my then wife's friends, right, and brothers and sisters. So in that friend group, we're in Las Vegas. This was all 20-some years ago or 15 years ago. We're in Las Vegas. And there was a couple. Everybody was a couple. There was a couple where the woman disappeared. And we all going to a football game. We doing Las Vegas. We walking down the strip. And then we asked her to do what? Where your wife at? Where your girlfriend at? Where your fiance? Oh, I don't know. He trying to find her, call her. Back then, we had cell phones, but they were really shitty. All right. We had a little Motorola phone, right? It wasn't dependable. Like, we didn't have 4 and 5G yet. So he can't get her on the phone. Reception's all fucked up. She at the Palms Hotel, so-called at a nightclub. She went by herself and didn't come back to the next morning, claiming she was stuck at the elevator. She couldn't get down the elevator. The line was too long. And we looking at dude, and I was the only one in that group because I'm a real nigga. I was the only one that said she cheating on him. Right. I'm the only one in the group. And they was like, nah, man. Like, that's what I tell you, man. People really be stuck in the matrix. I was like, what? I was like, y'all believe this shit? Same thing happened. We had breakfast the next day. And she still ain't showing up back at the hotel. She shows up right as we having breakfast. And he gets up, meets her at the door. They walk and go upstairs. This like 8:30 in the morning. We having a buffet breakfast. And she shows up next morning, bruh, smelling like she done got a train ran on her. And I said, man, and I was the only one that said, yo, she cheating on him. And it was like, nah, you really don't know. She not really like that. And I was like, Lord have mercy, people are dumb as a motherfucker. People are dumb. With that being said, I've seen people do foul shit. Bruh. And with that being said, again, people don't, my point was, when people get foul shit done against them in marriages, they don't immediately leave. They do not immediately leave. You think people are in marriages and then people cheat or do something foul or, slap up on each other or abuse each other or do something, steal money and cheat or abuse a partner and they immediately leave? They do not. I have so much proof of this. People do not leave on the first one. Some people work it out. They go to marriage counseling. They live separate. They separate. Okay. They do a whole bunch of shit. People emotionally divorce each other. The flame gets blown out. They got to reignite the flame. So with that being said, you got to watch out when it comes to these marriages because you think you have a good marriage, but the other person's already checked out. And they're just, guys, when they check out, they still have sex with you. So people are going to be like, nah, my wife still has sex with me. We still laugh and joke. We still go on dinner dates. We still go on vacations. Guys, that don't mean shit in marriage. It means nothing. A wife will go on vacation. She will open her legs. She'll sleep with you. She'll sleep with you and go out to a nightclub, girls' nights out, and sleep with another nigga. And she was sleeping with you to placate you so you didn't fucking pick up on the scent. She'll move out on you, prepare to move out, visit an attorney a year before she divorces your ass. So just when people come up here and say, I got a good marriage and I've been married for 7 years, 12 years, 10 years, I'm like, that don't mean shit. That means nothing to me. Okay? That means nothing. All right, bro. It's to death do you part. With that being said, we have some women that are going to back up what I'm saying here. Not to say that there's anything else that that could be another side of this argument. But these women are going to back up what I'm saying. This is how long women wait before they divorce you. All right, take a listen to this. All right, this should wake y'all niggas up. We got, by the way, white women here. All right, white women.
Most women wait 6 years after knowing it's over before they leave. 6 years. This is what's actually happening. You have been taught that your discomfort is not evidence, that you need a bigger reason, a dramatic moment, something that you can point to and say, that's why. But here's what those 6 years actually cost. 65% of women say financial stress is the #1 source of stress that keeps them in fear and keeps them in relationships they've already outgrown. Another study found that people actually stay not because they want to, but because they believe their partner needs them. They don't stay out of love. They are staying out of guilt, out of fear, and out of conditioning that taught you that your discomfort isn't a good enough reason to go. It is, and it always will be. Most women wait 6 years after knowing it's over before they leave.
Okay, so gentlemen, all right, we got another video of a woman saying something similar, but what she's saying is true. What she's saying is true because there's a lot of financial insecurity, especially when it comes to the woman's side. This is why women tend to kind of go aggressive on the finances when they get a divorce. It's not illegitimate. It's legitimate in many cases. Sometimes they go overboard and get unrealistic about it. And that's why they go crazy, because they're like, hey, how am I going to survive in this transition from married to single, a mother to single mother or co-parent? So one of the reasons they stuck around was because of the finances. You were paying 70% of the bills, 80, 90, 100% of the bills. And she hasn't been contributing that much. She doesn't make as much to survive on herself by herself being single. So she'll stay. And then she'll actually calculate a year in advance or so how much she can receive from you in order to survive. Okay. She makes $2,500 a month, but she can get $1,300 a month in child support or spousal support, and that can bridge the gap. All right. So then she'll finally leave when she get confirmation that she can get that amount. All right. Or she might stay because, hey, you know what? My job is to stay. My job is to stay under all circumstances. And then she finally gets fed up. Okay. Finally gets fed up. So this is some things I've been telling you about. Just because you ain't been hit over the head yet, don't mean that you're clear here. Okay, you can really get got out of the blue. Also, she mentioned something that was important as well, related to the love part of it. Okay, the love part of it. There's still love there, but there's still something else that's driving her to stick around. Not love, though. Oh, by the way, she mentioned something else. There's not going to be a cataclysmic event. If you ask people who why they got a divorce, most people don't know. There's no one event. And if there is an event, I'm telling you, there's multiple events. I actually talked to this divorcee. She was like, my husband was a drug addict for the whole marriage. Now, see, that's an example of there's not one event. You mean he got high once and you got pissed? No, he was doing drugs the whole goddamn marriage. How many drugs? How much drugs did he do? We talking about power. We talking about Scarface Mountain full of coca on the desk. She sat there for all that marriage and had that man's kids while he was a drug addict. Okay, that's an example of there's not one event. There's a series of events. There's a chain of events. There's behavior that just she's hoping it changes and it doesn't. Okay. Some women get abused and then they stick around. Some women have men that have gambling addictions and they work through it. It's not one event. So you would ask, okay, why did you get divorced? She might say, well, he was a drug addict. Nigga, that ain't no reason that you got divorced. Right? That's not a reason you got divorced. You watch this nigga get high and high and high and ruin your family and spend up all your money. That's not a reason. Right? A reason would be that, let me just clear it up. That means you got fed up, all right, with it. All right. That's not the reason. All right. The reason, like if you use that as a reason, okay, he got really high one day and he came up and tore up the whole house. All right. That's a reason. All right. That's a fucking reason at that point. That you're telling me you put up with some shit. Anyway, what do we got here? We got another woman saying the same thing. How many years does it take for a woman to get fed up? And the average woman takes this amount of years to leave a marriage. Okay, here we go.
The average woman takes 6 years to leave after she knows. I used to think, why the hell would anyone stay that long once they knew? And then I became that statistic. Because leaving isn't just a decision. It's the death of everything you believed your life was going to be. And it's blowing up your family. It's admitting the thing that you chose. The person you chose wasn't what you thought. And that grief is so heavy. Most of us will do almost anything to avoid it. And so we stay and we hope and we beg for growth, for repair, for just enough effort to justify staying. And sometimes they try, and we hold on to those moments like they're proof that we were right to believe. But here's what nobody told me about those 6 years. Every single one of them was a choice, my choice, made from fear, from my wounds, from my belief that hard and lonely was just part of it, and that I couldn't survive without it. I stayed from a place I hadn't yet healed from. And the moment I really understood that, I stopped feeling like a victim of my marriage and started feeling responsible for my life.
All right. In this case, she's taking a little bit of accountability. Now, the men who have to really worry about this mostly are white men. All right. And I've been telling you about white men and white women for a long time. They are the matrix. All right. They are in the United States. They are the matrix. So these people play house and home. They play job and career. They really are living a facade. Most of them are depressed, unhappy. Many of them are in drug addicted relationships and living a facade. Some people look happily married in suburbs, and one of them are cheating. One of them have a felony, and you don't even know it. They know how to play house very well. What white people do, particularly white women do, is they fake a relationship very well. All right. And they do it to play, to keep up with the looks. All right. Keep up with the looks. Because, you know, white women being single, especially when they're a moderate or conservative, it's not a good look for them. All right. And they really don't do very well in terms of being able to support themselves. They're really, you know, I would say more or less, I would say gold diggers, but more traditional. More traditional, where the man obviously has got to spend on her, whether she's liberal or conservative. So, but when you're talking about conservative or moderate women, they play house and they keep up with the facade and the Joneses. So what they'll do is they'll fake entire relationships and they'll sit around for 5, 10, 12, 15 years. And then they'll pull a plug on the bullshit saying that they put up with all kind of shit. All right. And they close their legs and they stop sleeping with their husband, but keep spending up his money. So you got to watch out for white women in particularly, but this particular thing, this is more geared towards white women. All right. Sometimes Asian women can fall into this category as well, because Asian women stereotypically play the long game. So you got to watch out with them. They'll be miserable and going through bullshit in their marriage and cheating on the side and hiding money and doing whatever and putting up with all kind of bullshit from their husband. And then 10, 15, 20 years down the line, then they pull this bullshit at the last minute. Black women typically are the least married and the most divorced. They typically don't have the patience for this. So I would say, based on this equation, Black women's shelf life is completely shorter, right? So Black women ain't gonna put up with bullshit in a marriage for 6 years. Now they'll put up with bullshit with Pookie and them, Ray and Trayvon and Trayshawn and them. All right, they'll put up with bullshit for them niggas while they're young, from 16 all the way to 28. They'll put up with them and give this nigga 3 babies, and then show up with you hoping you're a good man. But Black women don't have the patience to put up with this type of shit in the marriage, because they will pull the divorce ripcord way relatively in a short amount of time. They're the least married and the most divorced for a reason. All right, they don't put up with that shit living up under someone's household, especially if they never lived in the instruction and leadership of a man to begin with. She ain't putting up with that shit for very long. All right, we actually have this woman here that's going to talk about it. Then we'll get to the main event with Tony Marbles in the Mouth Gaskins challenging the free agent lifestyle. Do me a favor, hit the like button ecclesiastically on this stream. We have this white woman talking about divorce and shit like that. She says men aren't getting divorced in their 50s and 60s because women changed. They're getting divorced because women got tired. This goes along with what I was just saying. Okay, I was just saying this. They wait until late in the game. All right, 49, 50, 55, 56, 60. All right, so let's hear what she's got to say. All right, she done played the long game, worn out. Now she out here taking Adderall, Xanax. She got a wine drinking habit. She out here to fuck her personal trainer. Now she want a divorce. Let's continue here. Here we go.
There's a whole generation of men in their 60s that have no idea. Their wives are planning on packing their bags and leaving them. Maybe I would just be better off if I was single. A lot of women are having that conversation with themselves. And because they haven't changed, they haven't tried to change, but they're not listening to what their wife is saying about what they need in the marriage. They're just ignoring it. They were raised to believe that they were perfect little princes. She's thinking about all of the ways that you're going to get turfed. Unless you want to go back home and live with your mommy, you better sit down with your wife and have a conversation. Make dinner, bring flowers, ask her what's going on. Is she happy? Babe, are you okay?
By the way, her husband's cheating with a 22-year-old woman in the Philippines at this moment on a business trip. He got a 22-year-old girlfriend in the Philippines. I saw these niggas in the hotel lobby. All right. So yeah, this 52-year-old woman right here, definitely flowers, candy, whatever she was asking for. He don't want to bring her none of that shit. All right. Who listened to her with that turkey neck? All right. And I'm drawing all eyebrows. He done with her. He done checked the fuck out. All right. But let's continue here. He done checked out of that relationship too. But of course, as you see, what I'm saying is, and a lot of you guys fight a wrong battle. You're like, these women are coping. Don't listen to them. No, What you have to understand is that's not even the point. What you have to understand is she's capable of doing this because you legally are married to her. It don't matter what she's coming up and saying. What you have to understand is you're a victim of this if you legally marry a woman. Don't matter what her reasoning is. She's capable. When you go into court, the court doesn't listen to her reasoning. This is what no-fault divorce is, Andrew Wilson. This is what no-fault divorce is. The reasoning doesn't matter. This is why you guys aren't on my level. The reasoning doesn't matter. She don't have to explain herself in court. She doesn't. You don't have to agree with her. She could go to a marriage counselor, and the marriage counselor is likely going to agree with this bullshit. It doesn't matter what her reasoning is. As long as she has the ability to snatch and yaga that motherfucking marriage off the records, you're vulnerable. In fact, if you think her reasoning is unreasonable, that's even more to the point why you should avoid marriage with these women. Okay? Because she can sound completely unreasonable and cope all you want. She's in a no-fault divorce. She just goes and says irreconcilable differences, yaga, and your life is changing. Period. Okay, let's continue. All she got to do is turn crazy like this, pull the ripcord, gone.
Do you need me to do anything? How are you feeling in this marriage? Is there anything I can do to be better? And if you don't want to be divorced at 60 years old, you better start having that conversation, because we're making our money. We have a ton of friends. We don't actually need you.
Yeah, look, man, and this is what, dude, I'm gonna tell you, man, these men came home to this for 10 or 15 years. That's why he in the Philippines with a 22-year-old girlfriend. All right. A sugar baby. This is why these men trick. Why would a man pay for pussy? Well, he got to go home to that for the last 10 years. She already been checked out the relationship. And then once he checks out, then all of a sudden she wants him to check back in. Most of the time it happens when the kids go off to college and she's like, all right, what do we have here? We have nothing. And she was like, I haven't been in love with you for 10 years. This shit happens all the time. This has all the time. And I think what men, and I see what young men do, is you guys get into a bitch contest trying to negotiate and argue who's right or wrong with women. This is why y'all losing with women. Because it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It matters who has the power to fuck your life up faster. In the Western world, women have that power overwhelmingly, although you can say there are some men that screw a woman's life over earlier when she's younger. All right. And she thinks she's different, and she thinks she got to go to the JJ, and she thinks her shit don't stink. And then she thinks that man really likes her, and then he impregnates her. And then she says something silly like, these men trapped me in a pregnancy, something silly like that. But you guys are trying to negotiate and trying to be who's right and who bro, y'all losing the game by even participating in this. Just keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't engage in a legal contract with these American women and Western women, because this is the type of shit that you're going to have to put up with. Nobody cares who's right or wrong, nigga. Right? Nobody gives a fuck if she making sense, nigga. Trust me, I was in a divorce. And none of it made sense to me. I was like, this bitch crazy. But guess what? She kept filing. She kept making me go to court every year. And I didn't understand one time. I was like, what the fuck is she on? She taking me to court again. And then every time we go to court, she would lose, but none of that mattered. All right. She only beat me like once or twice. All right. But she took me to court for 13 consecutive years after our divorce. All the way up until my last child turned 18. And we got divorced when he was 6 or 5. Okay. Every year I went to court. The only time I did not make an in-court appearance was during COVID, 2020. Actually, no, I take that back. It was 2021, because I did go to court before COVID in 2020. So none of it made sense. But it don't matter if it makes sense. You don't have to have it make sense. Okay. It doesn't have, she don't have to make sense, nigga. The fact is she kept taking me in, and legally she could do that because I was legally married to her at one point. And then I would legally had children with her. So she had the ability to do that. Even though she never won or rarely ever got what she wanted, she had the legal right to do so. Therefore, it don't matter if they're right or wrong. It don't matter if she makes sense. You better listen to me. What you have to understand is when you give them that power, you better be ready when she yields that power against you. By the way, you guys can actually yield that power against women too, but you some bitch ass niggas, you don't. All right. Men typically try to absorb the blow, drag out the inevitable, delay the inevitable. You try to work through it. You try to avoid it. You try to avoid confrontation, right? You try to soothe it. You try to see if it's going to be better tomorrow. And guess what? 6 years later, she hit your ass with a divorce. All right. So, all right, you let the time go by. And Tom Leykis used to say, every day you don't dump that bitch, for every 2 days you work, you owe her 1 day of that income for every day you stay. Yep, dudes try to save face. Dudes don't want to get divorced and realize they were a failure. That's why when men say 80% of divorces are filed by women, they make it as a reflection of women are doing the wrong here. But it actually is a testament to how men are dragging their feet and not being proactive in divorce. It's not that the women are abusing the divorce system. It's that men are not being proactive in dumping women. You don't want to take the hit. You don't want to take the L. You don't want to look like you're the problem. You don't want to look petty. It actually is a testament of the weakness of man, not of women using the divorce system, okay, against men. It actually showed, because by the time the woman divorced, then she started telling all the shit that you did and didn't do, and then you try to tell the laws what she did and didn't do, and nobody gives a fuck. It's too late then. You should have dumped that bitch a long time ago, but you didn't. But let's get into the main event. You men have to do this, and I'm going to just say this again. Stop arguing with women. Stop trying to reason with them. Stop trying to understand. Just kill the noise. Stop trying to see, well, she coping. She lying. Who gives a motherfucker? Are you a man or what? Or are you a bitch ass nigga? See, only bitch ass niggas try to reason and have conversations with women. Or are you a leader, nigga? Who the fuck are you as a man sitting up here trying to reason with women? Right? And shout out to the women here. Never try to reason with women. You nigga, you give her, you tell her what it is, nigga. If she don't do it, just dump that bitch. Right? Now, it's easier said than done when you don't have kids. Okay, but you men get in your emotions so bad, trying to act like you want to reason with a goddamn woman. Nigga, they are not here to reason with. They are not here to be made happy, you goofy ass nigga. They are here for you to put your fucking laws down, and the minute she misstep, you chop her fucking head off, metaphorically. You cut that bitch, you cut her head. You cut it back to the fat meat. All right, bitch, be gone. And ever since my divorce, that's exactly what I do. All right, I give a bitch one chance. Women, you got one chance with me. The minute you look sideways, next. All right, I ain't got no time, because I know the tomfoolery is coming around the corner. All right, but dudes are trying to reason and argue with women and understand them and go back and forth. Guys, I have 4 stepsisters. Shout out to my stepsisters. I won't say their name on the internet. One of my stepsisters, we'll just call them brothers and sisters. She's educated, highly educated, has a PhD, has a, all of them are Christians. All right, shout out to them. That's a part of my dad's family. Dude, I grew up with them girls. We grew up. I was the oldest, and my dad had, didn't work out between him and my mother. He started another family and got married, and they're still married to this day. Still a good family. But I grew up with them girls. One thing I learned is you never reason with a woman. Never. It's the waste of your fucking time. Growing up with 4 young women in the house, and I would live with them from time to time. Arguing and reasoning with them and trying to get them to see it your way is an absolute waste of your time. You're wasting your time. What you do is you boss up. You use leverage and options against women. Type leverage and options in the chat if you are watching from a computer or something like that. what you do, and this is the way you defeat any of their bullshit. Leverage options. Be a boss. Do not engage with them legally. As soon as you do that, or you're trying to negotiate with them, you cannot do it. You can't negotiate with them. You can't negotiate with a terrorist. They're really truly a kind of a terrorist when it comes to, and ladies, I'm not calling you a terrorist in that mindset. What I'm saying is they have the court of public opinion. They have the more likelihood to be considered the victim, no matter what you did, or you have to be the bigger man. Even Claudia Jordan had to say that. All right, I'll be the man here. She victimized herself in the DMs when she was the one responding to me. Like, she was the one kept the conversation going, and then she victimized herself. Just leave me alone. When you have that, you have to understand there's no negotiation. You have to use leverage and options. Negotiating is a waste of your time. Seeing it their way and trying to have her see it your way, you're wasting your time. I don't even do that with my mom. All right, we're going to agree to disagree. Hey, mom, sorry, I agree, disagree. But what I have most of the time over my mom right now is leverage. All right, I don't need her. I don't have to live with her. All right, I make more money than her. I actually help her out in her older age. Like, she can't say nothing to me. She can't make me change my fucking mind. She can't be like, well, I'm your mama. Well, I'm sorry. I got leverage over you. I preside over you at this particular point. Like, you don't feed me no more. Like, I don't have to live under your rules. So same thing with my ex-wife. All right, we're not married no more. And our kids are what? Adults. I have leverage and options over my ex, where she had leverage and options over me when we were divorced and my kids were minors. She had leverage and options. Soon as my son turned 18, the leverage and options went back to my category, and I'm untouchable. She can't touch me. She can't touch my money. She can't investigate me. She can't take me into court. That's leverage and options. I don't have to have a conversation with her. I don't have to see it her way. So you guys have to continue to have that conversation with yourself as Red Pill Rangers. Leverage and options is the only way you can fuck shit up. All right, that's the only way you can beat this game. Otherwise, negotiating with them and having conversations and debates and trying to see who's lying and all that, you're wasting your motherfucking time. All right, you're not only that, you're stressing yourself out. We got Tony Gaskins coming up. All right, we're going to try to get into as much as Tony Gaskins has to say. All right, but I'm going to see if there's some quick support. All right, save your health and your mindset. And by the way, also what women tend to do is they play games. All right, they like to play games with you, right? You know, sniggling with you and playing games, right? And you know, gaslighting you and manipulating you. They like to play, like, that's a joke to them. They've been doing this since like 3rd grade on the playground. They like to kind of do that to you and poke and prod and, you know, stick it to you and step on your shoestrings and steal your hat. Shit test. Like, that's what they do. They do that all the way up to 40, 50, and 60. Trust me, man. There's some very immature older women. That's why I don't get why you should date a woman your age. There's some immature older women out here. All right. They gossip and talk behind your back. You know, like this. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. So you guys got to realize the only way you beat that is leverage and options. All right. Leverage and options. Shout out to our brother here. It is a Memphis thing. He says people get triggered seeing Coach with younger women, but no one has anything to say about Tracy Ellis Ross or Charlize Theron living the female version of the free agent lifestyle. I wonder if the coach was in the video with a bunch of soggy old beaches, would the reaction be the same? If I was in a video with fat, overweight, black, older women, nobody would have had a problem with it, except for kind of like the philandering, the womenizing. Okay. But yeah, the fact that y'all saw me with old, younger, attractive women, right? Like, I don't think anybody, and I didn't read all the comments because there were like 6,000 comments. It was pretty impossible to read all the comments. But especially then the DMs that followed that, it was outrageous. But I didn't hear many people saying these are ugly, basic, ugly 4s and 5s, right? And that's what pissed people off, because they was like, okay. Now, of course, when Charlize Theron and Tracy Ellis Ross said, well, I'm sick, they were 60 in their 60s dating younger men. Oh, good girl, you do it. You live that. And I actually read a video. I'm sorry, I actually read an article about a woman that said She went from country to country and she had short-term boyfriends in each one of these countries. And they praised that woman. Now, that's exactly what I got. That's exactly what I do. All right. Who remembers me reading that article? She said, I go from country to country and I have boyfriends in every country. And the women were praising her, singing her praises. Yes, girl. Yes. You mean sex tourism? You're a sex tourist, right? That's what you are. So I literally read an article about that, maybe about a month ago, less than a month ago. Now, that's exactly what I do. All right, I go from country to country and I see girlfriends in each one of these countries. Oh, he a trick, or he out here got to buy pussy from these impoverished women. I'm like, oh my God, like, golly, can I live, nigga? Like, right? Can I live? Like, when women do it, they sing her praises. All right, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Go to Brazil, go to Italy. All right. No, okay, when I go to Brazil and Italy, I'm gay now, right? According to Tony Gaskins, allegedly. Okay, so the hypocrisy is crazy. Shout out to an ecclesiastical Memphis niggy. All right, that's the truth. Shout out to Cam says, my aunt found a stepdad for her and her boys, admitted to the family that she was gone once. She was gone once the last kid left high school. Everyone knew except for him. So let me read that again. Your aunt found a stepdad for her and her boys, and she admitted to the family that she's gone once the kids left high school. Good Lord, have mercy. I mean, but of course, you got to find a woman that likes you. All right. That's pretty bad. All right. That's crazy. Where's my get my bag and run? All right. My sound effects are really, really bad. I'm trying to get them in order, but there's only like, heesh. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens. All right. But there's got time.
Yeah, I got time.
I finally found that.
Gotta get my bag and run.
Shout out to CJ. It is cold, man. Yeah, man. Husbands are the last to know. Trust me. When I worked in what I call athletics, the coach was the last to know. You would think coach is the first to know. Coach is the last to know about what the players done and what they done did. Coach was the last to know. By the time he got to me and went to my assistant, the team manager, the athletic director, right, the parents, and then went to the kids and bounced around. And then by the time they brought it to coach, it's a shit show. What we used to call it in coaching was putting out fires. All right. And teachers know this. People who work as leaders know this. You're putting out fires. By the time you get a problem, it's a fire. It's a blazing inferno. And what you're doing is you're taking a fire extinguisher every day and putting out fires, because no one tells you when it's smoke. No one tells you when people are fanning the flames. No one's telling you when people are lighting the spark. You know, nobody's telling you. They telling you when it's a shit show and nobody can no longer control it when you're the leader. Same thing as a husband. All right. You don't know about problems until they're aflame. You're like, oh Lord, God dang. All right, let me put this one out. And by the time you paying attention to put that fire out, here's another fire over here that's been set. It's been smoldering. Okay. It's been smoldering. Look at this guy right here. Thank you, sir, for being here. All right. Shout out to my haters, man. Hey, man, if it wasn't for my haters, I wouldn't even realize how much I'm doing right in life. All right. Thank you for being here. You can't trigger me. I love you. All right. I use your energy to become the best that you're seeing here, because it takes an incredibly ignorant person to watch a person that they don't like. But again, I mean, I'm the best show here on YouTube. So I appreciate you being here as well. All of my haters, and we're going to use you for your energy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really love my haters. And we're going to talk about a king supreme hater, Tony Gaskins, here in a minute. Maybe that was Tony Gaskins in the comment section, because none of these content creators watch me from their legit account. I don't know what it is about me. Okay. Most of the content creators watch me from their what do they call it? Their ghost account. I don't know why they're. Where's you guys checking in from your Checkmart account? No, you guys start typing from your ghost account for some reason. All right. So it's interesting. Kalen has this to say. He says, I'm sure you would agree for married men, but their wives should be their top option for sex. But if they pass on it, then the men should F other women. If the women pass on it, women want a man's sexual fidelity, but what will they do for it? That's why I've always said women are not good at monogamy, all right? Because they use sex as a weapon. So they tend to get men to agree to being in monogamy, promising sex or assuming that she's going to be available for sex. But then once the commitment is made and there's some investment stage that is being secured, she can cut off the sex spigot and say, well, you got to still play the monogamy game. Well, we're no longer monogamous. See, in order to be monogamous, you must both be having sex with each other. Now, if one person is not having sex, you're no longer in a monogamous relationship. You're in a asexual relationship, or someone's cheating. So we're not practicing monogamy at that point. We have David Tully Blanchard says, when a long-term girlfriend and I broke up, I tried to tell everyone it was irreconcilable differences. Let me tell you, coach, they would not let me breathe and wanted a real explanation. Cold game out here, coach. Give me the buzzer. All right, I can't give you the buzzer, but this is true. Okay. People have asked me all the time, why did you and your wife get divorced? As much as you talk about your divorce, I really can't pinpoint one reason. Okay. Because we were together for 10 years. So, slightly over 10 years. Now we were only married for like eight and a half, or eight of it. So we knew each other for probably 12 years total. So we were part of each other's lives for a long time. With that being said, if you get in an argument with one of your siblings or your cousins, most of the time, by the time it's boiling down to an argument or a fight, mostly you're both fed up over multiple issues, right? It's multiple reasons, and you're finally fed up, the straw that breaks the camel's back. So one time, that's the same thing as a marriage. The marriage breaks down, it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's not one big cataclysmic event. It's like, look, we just agree to disagree. We can no longer agree. We can't get on the same page because of multiple issues. So you can't really just pinpoint one issue. Now, you can probably go back and say, well, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. You can compile a group of things. Nobody goes to marriage counseling and say this one issue is causing us to be off here. No marriage counselor deals with that. By the time you go to a marriage counselor, you're rolling out a bevy of issues. This happened, and he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. Then it gets real petty. Socks and towels and sheets and short. So never assume somebody got a divorce and there was one event that made them get divorced. Now, there could be one event that they used to say, okay, this one event caused us to get divorced. Well, you'll be like, y'all got divorced over that? That's pretty petty. That's pretty petty. From my position, it was that she was wanting to work, and the work that she was doing was costing us more for her to be out of the house than it was for her to stay home and be with the kids. Then that responsibility started to fall in my lap, and then my career started to take a loss. And I was like, well, we're hemorrhaging money for you to go work and bag groceries. Like, this doesn't make sense, right? And then now you're going to go party with these people and go to the bowling alley and stay out late drinking with your coworkers. I was like, this ain't going to work. All right, listen. Now, at that point, we couldn't come to an agreement. That's irreconcilable differences. She thought that was a positive direction. I thought it was negative. All right. And at that point, we're off the same, we're not on the same page. Now, were there issues way before that? Absolutely. Okay. But for me, I can say, well, that's where I had to check out, because I was like, this is going to bankrupt me, or it's going to cause issues that, by that point, she was already 6 years in of leaving me, right? So she was already like, okay, I'm fed up, I'm checked out, and this is my escape. So you can't really pinpoint one issue. Can't. Never think there's going to be one issue that drives you into a divorce. There's going to be a multitude of things that one person probably says, yeah, I'm done. Okay, that's enough. Okay, let's just cut our losses and get the fuck up out of here. Okay. Shout out to J. Cool, says, since women are loyal to their feelings first, focus on making them feel good is what us men need to do. He says, I don't mean simping for women. Just focus on those feelings when you are clapping those cheeks. Shout out to you. All right. I actually agree to an extent. And this is a strategy that I use for me, is that I know what makes women happy in the short term, and I tend to only give them that experience. And then when women want to women tend to, let me just say this. Like, the dating thing. This is why I call myself the glitch, the code breaker, and this type of thing, where men say, well, I ain't giving a bitch shit and I ain't taking her out to this. Well, that typically is going to make her like defensive. That's going to make her not feel worthy of a relationship, you know, worthy of going to date you. Even as simple as when you're on a so-called date and the bill hits the table and you don't reach for it immediately, she's going to get insecure, or her security is going to alert herself to some fight or flight. She's going to get nervous. All right. Even if she pays or pays half of it or reluctantly pays half of it, she's going to feel a certain way. Whereas me, I know that because I can afford it, I can deal with that. All right. Now, I'm not telling you to do that because that's not smart for you to do when you can't afford it. But if you can't afford it, you're going to win with women in the short term. Because they're literally gonna, dude, look at my video with the women. They were happy as a motherfucker. As long as we were out and doing shit and outside, they were drinking and getting drinks. They're happy as a motherfucker. They're happy as fuck. And you're normally gonna get what you want from them because their security, their defense is iron up. All right. Because they're like, oh, great. Now, some of you guys don't have to do that. But what I'm telling you is that's a code break. Because once you're able to afford that, you can do that with multiple women. Right. And as long as you don't go broke, you're going to be good. All right. Them women going to toss legs up. They're going to get drunk and have fun. And hoo, hoo, wee, hee, hee, hee. All right. Take them on the boat, take them here and there, drive them in the car. They having fun. Now, what women tend to do is they want to double down on that with you or with other men. So they'll try to get as much as they can out of you out of that by committing to you or saying, let's do this more. Now, that's where you have to pull out. That's where you have to not do it. That's where you get smart and say, that was just an experience. We had a fun weekend. We had a fun trip. We had a fun night out. We had a fun day trip. And then you motherfucking pull the rug. Because what's going to happen is the reneging is going to happen. So she's going to double down. But when I call you the law of diminishing returns, she's going to start giving you less in return, but then start assuming that you're going to do more and more of that. So it's going to be diminishing returns. I know that long term. That's where I got to get out. That's why it's like time for a new woman, time to entertain a new woman, time to bring a new woman in and get rid of this one. All right. Yeah, we had fun. Moving on. Next woman. And then the next woman I get, we have another great weekend. She ha-ha and kikiing. She laughing and drinking and toasting. All right. And having fun and tossing legs up. All right. And cocking legs back. Then next woman. Yep. Next one up. All right. Because I can't make that same woman happy every weekend. Okay. Number one, it's not affordable to me. It's just going to be a waste of money. Number two, she's going to start reneging and getting comfortable. Number three, she's going to start doubling down and dipping her toe over there and trying to get another. Okay. I got this guy. I'm going to get another guy. All right. Get this one the fuck out of here. All right. New woman. So that's the glitch. So when you saying I'm tricking on them, I'm like, nah, I'm getting a good weekend out of the motherfucker. I'm getting a good weekend. We having fun. We ha-ha and kiki and she laughing. She feeling comfortable. She feeling loosey-goosey. All right. She drunk and tipsy. All right. She having fun. She eating edibles and smoking weed. We having a party, nigga. Somebody says, I now hear women calling that dopamine dating. Yep. Dude, I love that. Dopamine dating. All right, we going to dinners, we seeing the show, we doing all that shit. And she tossing the legs up, she giving me this, she's sucking and slobbing on that. All right, and I send her ass backpacking. All right, now we might do it again in a couple weeks or months and all of that shit, but okay. Now it's time to trade her ass in because the expectations are going to be set. That's where the bar is, and she's going to expect that every fucking time. And then when I tell her, nah, bitch, we just chilling today. She don't want to chill. So now she like, oh, so I'm just getting that dopamine date, man. All right, dopamine dating. All right, so it is what it is, man. But, you know, and then I get the type of women I like as opposed to the type of women that like me. Now, that's a strategy that most men don't use either. I go for the woman that likes me so you can do less. Okay, go for it. Right? Go for it. If that's what you want, if you want a fat, soggy, sloppy titty, all right, ogre, all right, to entertain you so you can do less on, have at it. Let me give you these conversation here. Let's get into it. This is the main event. All right, we're gonna run the slide here. No commercials either. We didn't give you a commercial. All right, fuck it. All right, take me to a commercial.
The world only moves for those who take control and force it to respect them. If you're not building, you're declining. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. If you're not winning, you're losing. Every man has two choices: be the hunter or be the hunted. Be the man who writes the checks or the one who waits for payday. Success is not given, it's taken. Wealth is not stumbled upon, it's built brick by brick, with discipline and vision. The time for waiting is over. The time for hoping is gone. Now is the time to move, to build, to dominate. A man without money is a man without options. He settles for scraps instead of commanding the feast. The weak begin, the strong take. The poor complain, the rich strategize. The ones who hesitate get left behind. The ones who act become legends.
Main event territory here. We got ecclesiastical Tony Gaskins. And I promise you, I have a secret about Tony Gaskins. And I'm going to reveal that here in a second. But do me a favor, hit the like button. We have the Simp enforcers coming out and attacking CGA over the last couple of years by living the free agent lifestyle. Now, we've had a bevy of what I call Simp enforcers. Shout out to the guy called Mr. Palmer, F Child Support, came up with the phrase, or at least I heard him talk about it, Simp enforcers. What Simp enforcers are when men try to live free or to live absent of any chains or any handcuffs or shackles, absent of marriage. What men will do is they will come in and they will form together like Voltron and to try to shout that guy down. Now, typically they shout this guy down with a bevy of strategies, particularly religious, right? They'll hang religion over you. And most of the guys that have came against me, they've used religion overwhelmingly, which I'm not anti-religious, but what I'm going to say is if that's your only argument, well, what if I'm not sharing the same religious principles as you? You can't just use that as a sole argument. They will use Black community. They will use, we got to do better. They will use cap to say, we got to save society. And they've used these particular strategies. Well, what you're doing is so bad that it's going to ruin society further. All right. But I'm like, bro, I'm just one person. All right. What about everybody else out here doing this? What they'll try to get you to do is to get back on the plantation and get you to follow the rules that they don't even follow. Okay. But if they follow the rules, they'll get you to follow the rules, but then won't check the real people. So out of guilt, you get shamed into following their rules instead of having fun. All right. But then when the damage is done, when the dam breaks, they're nowhere to be found. They'll walk you into the burning building and they'll have no plan for you after the fact. They'll just say, well, you just got to do better. Now, we've had a bevy of these Simp enforcers that were sent by the New World Order protocol to damage the credibility and reputation of the free agent lifestyle and Coach Greg Adams. Now, they barely use my name. They'll just say free agent lifestyle, or they'll say something else, call me a pastor or a preacher or whatever they want to call me. But it started in 2022. And a lot of the manosphere people have been behind this as well. All right. A lot of the jealous manosphere content creators have used these Simp enforcers to put up against me to see how I handle it. Most of these have been sneak attacks or what I call just downright hating. Well, it started with Hafeez Baku. Hafeez was the first one who they set up an interview. They set up a podcast in which I didn't know he was a guest. All right. There were supposed to be different guests, but they knew he was a guest. They just didn't tell me until I got to the studio and sat in the chair and they were like, we're live. And it was like, who is this nigga? Oh, that's Hafeez? Oh my God. So they used him, a Southern Bama nigga, to come out here to tear me down and to tell me how degenerate my lifestyle was, even though I was married and raised 2 kids. Okay. Now they used Hafeez in 2022 and I quickly dispatched of Hafeez, pretty much setting up would ruin his YouTube career going forward. He had to pivot and do something completely different. Then they set up Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson was the next ecclesiastical Simp enforcer to come up in a debate, a so-called debate that I didn't even know we was debating, all right, in a topic that I quickly dispatched of in 5 minutes, all right. But he wanted to sit up there and argue and ruin my credibility for some reason. And I'm like, I don't even know why we're arguing. Why are you so bad? All right, master debater. All right. But he didn't have great success against me because most people were split down the middle as to who won that debate, which wasn't a debate. And I won a debate in 5 minutes. All right. So with that being said, we had another religious person, Hafeez, religious, Andrew Wilson, religious. Then we have Boyce Watkins, also religious, also Black community oriented, try to come in and stamp on CGA's feet. All right. And now Tony Gaskins is the latest Black religious person to come in and challenge CGA on some Bama, Southern Bama nigga shit, minstrel nigga shit, which we're going to hear him in this situation talk about. Now, the secret about Tony Gaskins is this. Tony Gaskins ducked a debate against CGA. You heard it here, motherfucking first. So it's interesting that Tony Gaskins has something to say and has ran a live stream on CGA. There was a show, a podcast, that reached out to me. These brothers are from Atlanta. I can never remember their podcast name, but it was quite popular for some time. I don't know if it's popular now. Now, I believe it's called Metaphorically Speaking or something like that. All right, something like that. I believe the podcast is. And one of the show's podcasters reached out to me and tried to schedule a debate. Now, the debate was supposed to happen around the time of the Andrew Wilson debate. So they were both kind of lined up right one against another. Like they were 1 week, it was Andrew Wilson 1 week, and it was supposed to be Tony Gaskins. Hardly initiated. That's what it was. Hardly initiated was the debate. Now, what happened was they contacted me. It was like, CGA, we've been following you. We know who you are. They acknowledge me, not publicly, but at least they acknowledge me behind the scenes and this and that. And they said, we would like to have you on the show. We want you to debate someone. At the time, they didn't have anyone confirmed. But what they had was, they told me the first guest that they were trying to get me to debate was Officer Tatum. All right. They were like, oh, we got Officer Tatum. So, you know, weeks went by. We were trying to kick around a date. At the time, they wanted me to show up to Atlanta. All right. At the time, you guys realized last year I was traveling like crazy. So I'm debating Andrew Wilson in Vegas. I'm trying to go over here. So it was, you know, trying to get me to settle down and pin me down on the date was difficult. All right. I also was, I think at the time I was putting my son in college. All right. So I think I was sending him to school. So there was something else going on. There was a lot going on that I couldn't really attend to. So we were trying to pin down the date and I committed. But then he was like, Officer Tatum, we really can't do it. But we have another guy, Tony Gaskins. All right. So that was the other person that they were going to bring up. Now, apparently they kicked it around and I followed up with him. I was like, does he want to do the debate? What are we doing? And they were like, well, maybe we won't do it live. Maybe we'll do it on camera in studio, which I was not trying to do. All right. I don't like to do camera. I don't like to do where you do the split screen. I was like, that takes away the effect of the debate. I want to be in person. Right. And not only that, it makes for better content when you're doing repurposing the content. When you do a split screen and people can talk shit, they can do whatever they want. I don't like to do split screen debates. So I was like, nah, I want to be live. Well, apparently the debate didn't go down. I never heard from them again. And I'm just going to assume that Tony Gaskins was ducking that smoke. Right. Tony Gaskins was ducking that smoke. He did not want to get in there in the ring. And he saw what I done did to Andrew Wilson in Hafeez. All right. He was like, well, I don't want no problems with that. I don't want no problems with that. So that debate did not go down for one reason or the other. But apparently Tony Gaskins says, after I done went viral on the internet for what people are calling the free agent lifestyle, the free agent lifestyle is a book that I wrote that I started living in 2016. For much of it, I was trying to demonstrate that men can live a life of purpose without women, right? Or using women as, you know, I would say, you know, I always say they're a side dish or they're part of your success. They are a result of your success. They're not what you use to get to success. So I was trying to show that you can live a life without that. And I've done that for 7, 8 years. And people, unfortunately, men, they will not see you unless women are involved. Listen to me. We're not just talking about men who think I can't get women, men who think you got to get women by using charisma and charm and not money. We're talking about average everyday man lives their life through women. right? To the point, even the ecclesiastical Christians and the people who are overly religious and want to help the Black community, these men don't see you as a man unless you have a woman attached to you. Meaning that the line that women wait at the finish line for winners doesn't just apply to women. It applies to men as well. Just like when men say women only respect men when they got money and they only use men when they got money and they only do this because he got money, men do the same thing to men with money. Men only recognize men when they got money. They only see you when the mission's completed. They only see you when you champion yourself. They only see you when you actually show the results. But what I was doing was trying to say, I'm not going to show you that part of my life. That's part of my life. I don't need to show you as a means to prove how I live or prove that I have the ability to do that and whatever. I tried to not use that. At some particular point, I was like, listen, I'm going to have to use it and show that because I was going that way. 50 Shades of CGA, 50 Shades of Greg, Sugar Daddy stuff. You know, that content, my content's going that direction. Monetized dating, luxury dating. So I was like, that's a part of my niche now. Because I left the red pill. They kicked me out of the red pill. They kicked me out of the manosphere. The manosphere is no longer a viable option for me. I'm 50 years old. I don't need to be red pill raging. I don't even need my viewers to be red pill raging. It's actually a disgrace that my viewers are red pill ragers, right? It's a disgrace to me as a content creator that my viewers are still red pill raging after all this fucking time. So I was like, y'all need to boss up and get priced out. That's where my content's going because that's where I'm at in my life. I'm not here trying to, you know, get women back to the plantation and shit. So with that being said, what took the free agent lifestyle, and listen to me, what took the free agent lifestyle to get recognized by people was me putting a video up of me with women. Bruh, like this is disappointing. This is disappointing. It's disappointing to the message. It's disappointing to all the effort that I made. Y'all waited and sat back and was like, oh, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't talking about nothing. It ain't going nowhere. It don't do nothing. He ain't got no hoes. He can't do this. He ain't got no money. But it took me to get a G-Wagon, a Porsche, and go to country and island hop and show off the bitches that I'm with for everybody to get their motherfucking attention. Sad, but motherfucking true. Sad, but true. It took Boyce Watkins to mention my name to see me with a series of women, not me talking about men are in love, women are in business, not telling you to live what the free agent lifestyle is, not none of that shit. It took that to get people to recognize it and then judge the free agent lifestyle from that. That's what's sad as a motherfucker, because at the end of the day, men are like women. Men are the new women. Y'all only gonna recognize a motherfucker when he doing some shit. Not when he building, not when he working, not when he progressing, not when he building step by step, not when he's matriculating the ball downfield. Y'all men are the new bitches. Y'all only gonna recognize a nigga when he in the end zone. Y'all just like women. Now, so, yeah, dude said, now I'm winning too much. Now I'm winning. Now I'm winning too much. Now motherfuckers got something to say. But when I was homeless, when I was going through a divorce, when I was going to 13 years of court cases, when I was building myself up, when I was stacking my chips, when I was saving my motherfucking money, when I was sitting up in the studio doing 2 streams a day for 5 years straight, nobody had shit to say. Nobody had shit to say because I wasn't showing. It takes motherfuckers to show for motherfuckers to show up and be like, oh shit, now look at this. Now I'm a heathen. Now y'all want to say some shit. Now y'all want to talk about the free agent lifestyle. See, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't just happen with women. Men are the same way. Men are bitches. All right. Men are just as much of a bitch as these women are. Y'all only want to see when a nigga is winning and then tear a nigga down. But when I don't show the wins or the receipts, y'all just assume it ain't happening. Now y'all see me going from here to there. Now niggas want to say shit. Now y'all want to sound the alarm. Now the simple forces want to come out and drag me back to the plantation and then warn you about a nigga like me. All right. This shit is sad. It's a sad fucking commentary about the direction of this shit. All right. And I can no longer support the men or the women in this motherfucking argument. I think all of y'all are bitches and hoes at this particular point. When I was sacrificing, when I was struggling and putting two motherfucking nickels together, nobody had shit to say. Everybody was like, he just can't get bitches. He ain't got game or whatever. All right, now he just a trick. He an old trick, and he gonna waste his money. The money gonna run out, and the bitch is gonna be gone, and he don't know what he doing. He gonna miss love. He gonna miss this when he gets 60. Now y'all got shit to say. It's motherfucking incredible. So sad part about it is Tony Gaskins is the latest one of these simple forces. And I'm just gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if he did not read the book, The Free Agent Lifestyle. If he read the book, he would know. I'm pretty sure he did not know I was married previously. I'm just going to assume what his arguments are. He probably is not going to acknowledge that I was married and I raised kids and I sent and pay my sons full college tuition. I'm pretty sure that's not going to come up. I'm also pretty sure a religious argument is going to come up. I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about I'm a degenerate. I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about he doesn't respect the man who isn't married. I'm pretty sure he's going to be some pro-marriage argument that everybody's already recycled. And I'm pretty sure he's going to use shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right, or call me gay or ugly or something related to this in this particular diatribe. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But we're going to sit through as much as I can tolerate from this marble mouth talking ass, uneloquent speaking ass, country Bama ass nigga, all right, talking about me, all right? But that's neither here nor there. But he ducked that fade, all right, that debate fade about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. He ain't have shit to say then, but he got some shit to say now. So we're going to talk about it. Tony Gaskins right here. All right. He is the black woman's hero. He comes into the space, basically pandering to women, but there he is right there. I don't know what type of live stream he does. By the way, the live stream only got 11,000 views. He has a channel of 558,000 subscribers. That's about combined what I have, or a little bit more combined what I have on my two main channels. All right, but he says, what is the free agent lifestyle for men? The raw truth. He got 1.1K likes. By the way, I do way bigger numbers than him, but that's not to say his YouTube is his main platform, right? I have other shit more important than YouTube to do. All right, but he only got 11,000 views on that. I probably will have 11,000 views at the end of this goddamn stream. But here we go. Tony Gaskins, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Now, y'all got to forgive me. I got my light off in my office. I ain't got my light on in front of me or over my head because I'm in my corporate office and it's hot outside and still got to get my AC thing flush.
All right, I'm already disinterested already, but I told you he was a Bama. All right, so all right. So this is what you see. We're going to have to put up with this foghorn, leghorn the rest of the goddamn stream. But hey, listen, this motherfucking this Kentucky General Chicken shit. All right, but let's continue. He ain't got no AC. All right, struggle streaming
or something. What got to do at Freon or something in there. So keeping it cool in here. But wanting to pop in, talk to you real quick about this. I saw this on Instagram. One of y'all sent this to me about the free agent lifestyle. And I can't remember if this is the same gentleman that the Hardly Initiated guys wanted me to debate with on their show that, you know, I turned down.
There it is. Okay, so look, by the way, just so you guys know, I haven't watched this stream. I'm reviewing this live. So he just admitted he turned it down. All right, so I was right. All right, they were trying to get us to debate, and he said he turned down. So he admitted that he ducked that fade. All right, but let's see what he's gonna say here. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Or he turned down. I can't remember.
No, I didn't turn it down. You did.
Can't remember if that was the same guy or not. But before we get too deep into this, make sure if you're in Texas, click the link in the description box. Grab your tickets for the 3Bs conference. Just talk to San Diego. If enough sell on Friday, well, hey, you know how it goes. Real bad divorce. He called it the things that this free agent lifestyle. What the guy was showing in the video was that he went through a divorce, real bad divorce. He called it divorce hell. And then he decided that he'll never get married again. Like never, I think he said never marry again, never cohabitate again. And that he would just live his life, just be a free agent, traveling around. The video shows him trying to look like a zaddy. I think that what y'all be calling it. To me, it's like a granddaddy who think he look good is maybe what zaddy mean. I don't know, but just got the, you know, the full beard. Can't remember if he got a bald head or not. Probably got a bald head. Look like a late bloomer. Still haven't bloomed yet though, but look like a late bloomer who ain't bloomed. Who I don't think women think is attractive. I've never heard a woman say that look is attractive, but some women, if they fell off the back of a tomato truck, they'll think that's attractive. And he traveling around. He with a lot of white women, Asian women, look like overseas women who just really sleep with American men for money, and they just want to have a good time with America.
Bruh. Like, come on, bruh. Like, bro, you saying I ain't handsome, nigga? Bro, this is some crazy shit. This is crazy. You saying women don't find me attractive? Bro, that's crazy. Okay, number one. Number two, you said I was showing women around the world. Now, I showed you the video. Not all those women. Most of those women were in the United States. Okay, they were in America. Okay, I can show you the video again. Most of those were American women. Now, towards the end of the video, because I just went to the second part of the Asian trip, a lot of those towards the end of the video ended up being the Asian women. But this is crazy work to be saying this. Let's continue here. Okay.
American man and get some money, get some dinner paid for, just have them some fun. And it looked like he paying them. And if he not paying them, he probably just paying for dinner and a good time or something like that.
Okay.
But what I want you to understand about that, because that is going to start to happen more and more, and a lot of people live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
What that is an adult temper tantrum. All that is an adult man having a temper tantrum. It's basically, if you picture a little boy like stomping in place and kicking and screaming and throwing his teddy bear, throwing his sippy cup, that's what the freestyle, the free agent lifestyle is for an adult man. Except instead of stomping in place and rolling on the ground and bamming the ground doing the crybaby, he goes and he sleeps around. One man wrote a book that is titled "Men Don't Heal, We Hoe." And so that's what that guy is doing. He is hoeing. And what you have to understand about that lifestyle is the Bible says, and a lot of people don't want to listen to that the greatest book of wisdom, but the Bible says the wages of sin is death.
Bro. Bruh. I see why you ducked the debate and canceled the debate with Harley initiated. As I said, it's mostly going to be religious argument thrown right back into my face. Now, wages of sin is death. Are you wishing death upon me? Is that what you're wishing? Number one. Number two, the adult temper tantrum. I don't even know how to respond to that. Okay. And then to call me a hoe. Well, no, I deal with hoes. All right. Men are not hoes. We make hoes. All right. So we make sluts. Shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson. We're not sluts. We're slut makers. Now, the marketplace that I'm using is a marketplace that you saw be brought along in mainstream. Don't be mad that I'm using that same marketplace and avoiding the marriage. But we'll continue here because what you were saying so far is you're acknowledging that I got the divorce, but then you're saying I'm throwing an adult temper tantrum and becoming a hoe. All right. So you're using a little bit of shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. You're also using Bible and religious argument, which that's not an argument. All right. But let's continue. All right. That's your own faith and belief system that you're yielding and using against me as a weapon. But it doesn't work. I've already dispatched of Hafeez and Andrew Wilson for doing the same thing. You're not going to do that against me too. But let's continue. Let's continue here. And then also call me ugly. All right. At the end of the day, nigga. All right. Let's continue.
And I honestly believe that played into the red pill king who died in his mid 50s, a life of sin, living in willing, committed, consistent fornication, and directly and intentionally going against the teachings of God. We are
okay. So he's talking about Kevin Samuels. Just so you see, he's trying to say Kevin Samuels. But here's my question, Tony Gaskins. If that was true, why are these hoes still alive? Why all these women still alive? If the wages of sin is death, why all these women still alive? And they motherfucking hoes hoeing everywhere. You got women getting flown out on OnlyFans. All them bitches still alive, getting clapped, running, getting trains ran on in Jamaica and Miami. How come they still alive? Jesus died too, nigga. So what you talking about? All right. My man said, look, hey man, no, I'm on the road. Shut the fuck up. I'm on vacation. All right. Nigga Samuel get a wired headphone. Fuck you. All right. I'm on vacation, nigga. I wasn't even gonna do a live stream, but these niggas are hating on me all this week. I was supposed to be up in here laid up in bed with a 22-year-old Filipina. Nigga talking about my audio system. This ain't for quality, nigga. This is for your motherfucking pure entertainment. Sit the fuck back or leave. Get the fuck out of my goddamn stream, nigga. I'm cooking. All right. This ain't a motherfucking good show. This is a show, nigga. You lucky to get one. Shut your bitch ass up. Let's continue. This isn't supposed to be audio pleasing, nigga. This is for you to get some goddamn content because YouTube is boring without me. Now, let's continue, bitch nigga. All right, anyway.
We are not supposed to be fornicating. We are not supposed to be adulterating. We are not supposed to be proliferating, proselytizing. And I'm just throwing old words in there. Don't mean nothing.
You making up
but
words.
That's the issue. So these men going around slanging meat, guess what?
Pause.
They're going to catch an incurable disease. And they're either going to, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to catch an incurable disease.
Oh my God, man. These men never heard of protection, condom, vetting, none of these things. I mean, listen, you vet people, some people you vet, you earn trust. By the way, some people you wear protection on because you don't trust them. The women in the video, I didn't sleep with all of them. All right. I never said I slept with all of those women in the video. I wasn't even insinuating it. I was just showing me in certain situations with women. Now, here's the last part of that is interesting. I literally am tested every 3 months. All right, because I do live this lifestyle. I actually tell you that I'm tested. On locals, I show the tests results on locals. So I'm not hiding it. All right. I'm not hiding the fact that, you know, there was a guy that had HIV and was hiding it. I don't have it. All right. I get tested every 3 months because I do live this lifestyle. And then when I come back from vacation, I automatically get tested. The day I get back from vacation, that next available day, I go get tested. All right. Because, well, nigga, I was doing what I was doing on vacation. So when I travel internationally, when I come back, that next motherfucking day I can get to a doctor and do my test, I go do my test. All right. Because I don't want to then come back to Los Angeles and Orange County and Las Vegas and then pass it on to someone else. All right, but you know, this is just this is just what it is, man. Look, I don't even know what to say because there's people out here getting all kind of STIs in or in relationships. But let's continue. This is just projection.
Or they're going to be set up by one of these women to be robbed for their Rolex, for their watch, whatever kind of, it might be a Timex. And people don't care. They're going to be set up to be robbed. In the robbery, they may also be killed. They're going to slip up and get one of these women pregnant. And they're going to have a baby out here with their big head and nose running around looking for them as daddy. Or one of the women is going to end up drugging one of these men and robbing him. The wages of sin is death. You can do it. You might get away with it for 10 years.
Oh, here we go.
But eventually you will have to pay the piper.
My question is, this is my response to that. Isn't that the same thing I'm saying about marriage? That's the same thing I'm saying about marriage. If this what he's saying is true, it might take 10 years. That's the same thing I'm telling you about marriage. Now, how many stories do you hear of men getting killed and robbed, which it does happen, versus how many men getting their clocks cleaned in marriage and divorce? Now, it is far more likely that you're going to get your clock clean in the marriage and divorce before I get robbed, killed, or catch a STI. Although there's possibilities, right? Because you're engaging in high risk behavior, it's still a low range proposition. Marriage and divorce, 50-50, right? 50-50. I've been with, I'm not going to say with the amount of women I've been with, and internationally and nationally, I haven't got robbed or killed yet, but he's saying 10 years and then now it can happen. I'm saying the same thing related to marriage, but let's let him continue. By the way, fear tactics. All right. He's using the fear tactics to get me back on the plantation.
The word of God will
now back to God,
never return void. If you are living in a lifestyle that is contrary to what your creator has authorized for you to live,
this is not true, because there's so many people that are fornicating that are alive today. So that don't even mean anything. Let's continue.
Going to die. You are going to die an untimely death.
Wow.
And I will put my life on that.
Wow. Gosh, man almighty. So you're wishing I die to prove your point. I have never hoped that another man died in order to prove my point. Like, this is low ball. I even tell you, I don't wish a man gets divorced. I even tell you, I hope you never get divorced for your own sake. But this guy is saying, man almighty, in order to prove his point, I gotta die in a miserable robbery or a poison in order for him to come back here and tell y'all, I told you about this nigga. Golly. All right, let's continue here. We got some more. Okay.
Because the Bible, the word does not return void.
The Bible.
You cannot choose to live a life of fornication and not expect to receive a recompense in your body.
How?
Or a earthly judgment sentence that costs you your life. So that's what you have to realize and understand. That's what you realize. You got to realize and understand. It's going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to, as a man, grow up. And I'm going to tell y'all, if as a woman, and I'm going to tell you the women that these men sleeping with.
Okay, tell us.
These men are sleeping with women.
How you know?
Who were violated.
Oh, my God.
As a child.
Whew. Oh. What is this nigga talking about, bruh? Like, my God. All right. I mean, he is reaching.
What the hell? Oh my God. No way.
My man jumping to conclusions like crazy. I don't even know what to say about this. There's women that have been violated that literally don't sleep around. Some do, some don't. But this is reaching. He reaching all the way at the bottom. He reaching at the bottom to make his point. And, you know, he doesn't have anything planned. I plan a show. He's just talking off the top of his head and he ain't saying nothing. Good Lord have mercy. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
So that also makes it a form of predatory behavior. Because a woman who was not violated as a child, she's not going to be the fodder for a free agent man. A woman who wasn't violated as a child, she wants a commitment. She wants marriage. She wants something real. She don't want to get meat down and then left. She wants something real. So these women, and I'm going to tell you, these women have an aggressive STD as well. They have an aggressive STD.
What? Okay, first of all, I don't have any STD. I don't have any. So I've been with these women. Wouldn't I have the aggressive STD? That's number one. Number two, You're telling me women that get married haven't been hoes before, haven't been getting dick down? We already know that that's false, what he just said. Women been out here hoeing. Some women that got touched by a relative that went to hoeing got married. So you're saying the only women got married don't be out here hoeing. Like, this dude is reaching. And they got an aggressive STD. Okay, where? Where? I don't have it. They don't have it. Goodness gracious. All right, let's continue here. This guy jumping to conclusions.
And they are living that life. And some of them, and I'm going to tell you what they do. Because, see, I done coached these women. When they when they get really, really overwhelmed by guilt and they try to change their life, a lot of them are living with an incurable disease and they sleeping with these free agent lifestyle men and they not telling the man.
Oh, really?
And what a lot of them try to do, they try to save the man by making him wear protection. But some of them end up getting begged. The ones who look really, 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 really good, they end up getting begged by the man to do it unprotected. And if the price is right, they do it.
Okay, I
because they feel like they'll never see that man again. So they'll do it. And they give the man what he begging for.
Nah.
They give him what he deserves. Because what you have to realize about these women, they've been graped.
Here we go.
Take off the G for those of y'all who don't understand the language. They've been graped. They also been groped.
Man.
Some of them have been punched, slapped, choked, body slammed. Some of them have been drugged. They done been dropped on their head. They done been.
Okay, let me stop him right here. Essentially, he's saying that these women.
I like to get dominated.
You like to be dominated.
Choked, whooped, spanked, told what to do. I need a man to take charge and let me just, be goofy.
He's trying to really separate the good women from the bad. But I showed you earlier in this stream of a woman that said she ran an escort agency, and it was women from all walks of life, women that go to church on Sunday, that was contacting her to do escort work to make extra money. And that's what he's not acknowledging. He's just saying there's good women and bad women. The bad women over here been touched and they've been dropped on their head, and the good women, they haven't done none of this. This is false. We can prove this to be false across the board. Why do good girls choose bad guys? The bad guy phase. Chad Tyrone, right? The 80-20 rule, if you will. I mean, we have so much proof that what he's saying is not true. It's not true. He's just assuming that there's good girls who just been sitting on a pussy and not been fornicating at all, and they get married. And then the bad girl. Guys, so many hoes are getting married. It's crazy. That's why they came up with the phrase, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's experience. Because hoes get turned into housewives and then it ends up not working. So this is false, what he's preaching here. And he has nothing planned. He's talking out his ass. He's looking to the left or the right. He can't keep contact with the camera at all. He ain't making no sense here. He's just reaching. Let's continue.
Been slammed up against a wall. They done been kicked out of a moving car. Like, these women have been the punching bags for punks, for insecure, broken men, just like the man who promoting that lifestyle. What that is a trauma-ridden lifestyle. That is a man saying, I am not man enough to heal. I'm not man enough to heal. I'm not man enough to grow. I'm not man enough to love myself. I'm not man enough to give real love a chance, another shot.
Wow.
I don't have confidence. I don't have faith. I don't know who I am. I don't love myself.
Wow.
I failed at life. I failed at marriage. I will never try it again because I am a loser and I am a quitter. That's what.
Bruh. Let me tell you what this means. This is him. This is why I tell you, you got to watch out for men like this, who speak like this, who use this type of language towards you to do something that is not in your best interest. It already didn't work, and it caused you extreme grief and trauma. And it took you years to heal from this. Yes, I am healed. I'm not running from anything. but you're trying to set me up to do it again. Do it again. It's going to work out. You're scared. Do it again. And then when I say, I don't want to do it again, I already learned the first time. I got dropped on my head the first time. Oh, you scared. You a punk. You a punk. You don't want to do it. You don't want to grow up and be a man. Bro, that got me into the first marriage, listening to that shit. You think it's going to work again? Nah, I'm good. I'll just live the free agent lifestyle. I'm good. So he is literally trying to get me back on the plantation because it suits his narrative, and then wishing death upon me if I don't do it. Like, this is bizarre. This is bizarre commentary, especially to a man that he knows is sitting right across the other YouTube aisle from the nigga. Like, this is how you talk to another guy? This is essentially, I double dog dare you, I triple dog dare you to get married again, just for his own purposes. And then when it don't work, he was like, well, I don't know what to say. Golly. Man, this should be considered some sort of form of death threats. I mean, this is unbelievable that you would say this to another person. I mean, I don't know what his audience, I know what his audience is, but this is what you're going with. This is what you had to come up with.
But that's what the free agent men are saying without saying. That's the Manglish in y'all lifestyle. The free agent lifestyle is for punks. The free agent lifestyle is for insecure grown boys. The free
I mean, I knew that was coming. Insecure grown boys who don't want to grow up. Man, I literally, and this is the funny thing about it. I'll hear guys say, well, listen, coach, you know, I'm in my 30s, 40s, and 50s now. I did all of that in my 20s. I want a woman to settle down with and ecclesiastically marry and blah, blah, blah. And so what the guys will say is essentially that the lifestyle you're living in your 50s, you should have outgrown that. That's what he's saying. But here's the problem with that. This is the problem with this logic that people have when they jump to conclusions. All right, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up. When I was 25 years old, despite the fact that people might want to throw that idea that I didn't grow up and mature, when I was 25, I wasn't club hopping or hoe hopping. I literally was engaged to be married around 26, between 26, 27, something like that, and had my first child at 28 and this type of thing, right? Second child by 30 and so forth. I wasn't at the club, delayed adolescence, trying to be cool. This is who I was at 25, okay? That's who I was. I was an assistant coach, a young assistant coach. I was the first assistant recruiting coordinator at a Division I university, all right, in the Western Athletic Conference. I was the top recruiter. I was one of the top recruiters. I was being named for head coaching jobs in women's basketball at the time for D1, all right, because I was a black coach, right? That was me at 25. I was on my career path, on a career trajectory. I was coaching in front of people and audiences. I was recruiting players. I was in players' houses to come to my university. I was offering them scholarships, right? I gave 50 young women and mostly black women scholarships to go to full scholarships to go to university and pursue their careers and so forth and so on. I wasn't a cool nigga parking lot pimping. I wasn't in the clubs partying. I wasn't closing down the club. I wasn't doing any of this. I wasn't doing that shit. I was actually on my path and career and purpose. I was focused. I became a Division II head coach at 32. So he's saying I didn't mature, I didn't grow up, I didn't want to face reality. And in fact, what happened was I was focused early in life and living the matrix and had a career as a young man. And then once I got older, I was like, okay, this is my time to shine. This is my time to shine. I didn't live that life early on. I lived a disciplined life. I was doing this. I was traveling. I was a mentor. I was a leader. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have any kids to coach. I don't have any players to give scholarships to. I don't have any kids to raise. I don't have a wife to do. Now I can live the life that I want to live. See, that's why when people say I lived that life already, now I'm ready to settle down. Well, I settled down first and I was focused first. I did what was right. I grew up and matured. I was a leader first. And then now I'm living the free because now I don't have any of that shit. They don't know this part. They don't know this. They just judging me and throwing names and wishing death on me. I did it the right way. Now I'm like, I don't have to do that anymore. I've been there, done that. Now I can just enjoy life, travel, and go catch STDs from all these girls that I'm fucking. Like, but no, that's what people don't want to hear. And I don't understand that that's why people getting half the story. They getting half the damn story. And I'm like, this is crazy. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Might not be able to pull it up. Let me see here. Shit. Yeah, much of the stuff I can't find anymore. But yeah, some of these pictures are not on the internet anymore. But that's who I was at 25. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I lived a lot of my life just focusing and taking my time and being patient in life and just, you know, doing it right, structured and helping other people. I was helping more other people than I was helping myself. I was helping people with their school, helping students do this, help people getting into college, helping my kids, helping my wife, helping. Now I can live free. That's the free agent lifestyle. So they didn't see me living the complete version of the free agent lifestyle. And they're like, you ain't supposed to be doing that. Get your ass back to the plantation. We done seen enough. Go get married again. Hell to the motherfucking no. I've been there, done that. My oldest kid is 20. My youngest kid is 18, going on 19. Done. No need to get back on the plantation and then marry one of these old broads. Let's continue, man.
Agent lifestyle is for idiots. It is for adult boys. The free agent lifestyle is for down low men. The free agent lifestyle is for men who stick hot dogs and cucumbers and dill pickles up their rear end.
Now, gentlemen, who do you want to listen to? First of all, I was unhealed dealing with hoes. Now, apparently, I'm down low and want dill pickles. Bruh, which one is it? Do I want female hoes or am I down low? Now I'm gay. You see what's happening here? He has no argument. He has no reasoning as to why I should redo what I previously did. He has no basis of understanding who I am. All he saw was a video, and he knew of me previously. He acknowledged it, that he knew, oh, this is the same guy I was supposed to debate, that he ducked. Oh, but maybe he canceled. No, it was you. Now you just throwing out slurs. Idiot, gay. I mean, I can't even take this seriously, bro. I can't even take this seriously. And he's the one in Atlanta. I'm in Las Vegas. Ain't nothing, a whole bunch of dupe shooter shit going on in Las Vegas. There's a whole bunch going on in Atlanta or Texas where you at. I mean, this is shameful, by the way. This is not even, I don't even know why anybody would agree with anything he's saying. I mean, this is not even on par with the lifestyle that I preach or teach. This is terrible. It's tragic, by the way. And it's hating. I don't know what it is. It's jealousy. I don't know what it is. Maybe he wants to live vicariously through me. I don't know what it is. This is terrible.
That's what the free agent lifestyle is. These men is getting yeast infections in their booty and urinary tract infections because of the stuff that they're doing with produce items. These men is putting prophylactics on hot dogs, on dill pickles, on bananas, and they're going to town. These men is going to town. A free agent lifestyle man is a gay man who does not feel comfortable coming out to the public. A heterosexual masculine man would never live the free agent lifestyle because we know There is nothing out there living for you but STDs, illegitimate pregnancies, and setups to be robbed and killed. We know that. And this coming from a man who slept with over 100 women by the age of 21. We know.
Well, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. See, I don't know if he misspoke, but he just told on himself. You just told on yourself, sir. So you slept with 100 women before 21, and now you throwing shade on me? You the one with the dirty dick, nigga, and you probably over there with the produce section shit. See?
Hey, yo, chill,
okay,
sir.
so you can do it, but I can't do it. Oh my God. All right, now you sounding ridiculous. Now you sounding ridiculous. See, now here it is. Now we don't know if he done it, but let's just say he did. Now you're saying I can't do it. All right. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what my body count is, but all right. But it sounds like you got the cucumber up something. It sounds like you that got the STDs. Not me. I don't got none. Let's continue here. It sounds like that you are hurt about it. It sounds like you haven't healed.
No, that you got to get out the game before you get old enough to deal with women who know the game. It's different when you running up numbers and you still a child, meaning you ain't even hit 25 yet. So the women you dealing with, they so young, both of you got Similac on your mouth, on your breath still. So they don't know how to run a play at 18, 19, 20, 21. Now, some of them do in certain cities in across the world, but for the most part, they still young and dumb and innocent and just being stupid. But when you cross the age of 25, 30, 35, 40, and you want to live the free agent lifestyle, you're gay and you need to come out the closet.
Wow. Wow. I mean, so much ignorance. All right. 25, child. All right. Terrible. 21, you didn't know better. All right. But you're dealing with women that know the game or that didn't know the game. But I'm dealing with younger women, but they know the game. You see what's happening here? A whole bunch of hypocrisy because he hasn't planned out his thoughts. So now he's just throwing out slurs and saying a whole bunch of nonsense and contradicting himself. Now, while you were 21, sleeping with 100 women, I was the head coach at a high school, varsity, with girls that I didn't sleep with. All right. So I had a lot more dick discipline at 21 than you had, sir. Okay. All right. I'm literally coaching and mentoring young ladies. I was a head coach at a high school in California. I was on my path. I'd already served as an assistant in college at that age. All right. So I'm literally focused. You off there slinging dick. Okay. This is crazy, bro. All right. Let's continue here. Now, the whole gay slur thing is getting out of control because, I mean, obviously, there's no proof in that. Okay. Maybe there's some proof in his behavior, but not in my behavior.
You are gay
Again,
and you need to come out the closet because you are dumb and you are stupid.
Dumb and stupid.
Because you are begging to get killed. You are begging to get robbed. You are begging to get raped. One of these women is going to bring Big Bubba in there one day.
Big Bubba.
And she gonna roofie you, and she going to let Big Bubba, who got a fantasy to take the booty hole of an American man, and you're going to get the lining tore out of you.
Hey, yo, chill, sir. Hey, yo.
Bro, you a little suspect at this point, bro. We got to call you suspect, Pretty Tony. What the fuck? Man, you got too many fantasies that are unresolved out here, man. This is incredible. What are you talking about, man? You thinking a little bit too much about booty hole. That's crazy. Let's continue. Gosh, Lee, man, something wrong with these guys, man. Something is wrong with these guys. Okay, good Lord. You jot all of this from a minute and 30-second video. All right, let's continue.
Over there in one of them countries where you think you is a passport, bro, you're going to end up getting the lining ripped out you. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you.
Now
you're not going to tell anybody, but you're going to come back to this video and you're going to remember what I told you, boy.
Oh, now oh my God, now I'm a boy? I think I'm older than Tony Gaskins. I think I'm older chronologically than Tony Gaskins. Certainly in my mental development, way older than him. Certainly you would say definitely psychologically I'm older than him. Boy, the racist boy. I've never seen, have you guys ever seen a hate video like this? I mean, I've seen people surgically and thoroughly talk about a person before, but this seems out of hate. There's some deep-seated envy or jealousy here, sir, that you have unresolved. Yeah, there's no respect as a man here. There's this delivery. Look, for people who don't know, the video he's talking about that got him in a tizzy is this video. Like, I can't believe this is the response. Just because I put this video out. Like, this is incredible. I won't play the video. I won't play the music. This is what got him thinking, I'm going to get the lining smashed out of me. Like, this video right here of me having a good time and living my life. I mean, he definitely sounds like a woman. I mean, this is the video, a girl dancing. Okay. There's a girl putting her hand on my shoulder, some girls in a helicopter. This is what got you mad. This is what got you mad. I mean, this clip got almost 1 million views. All right. It's about 100,000 short of 1 million. It's about at 875, 900,000 views. All right. It's got 44,000 likes, 6,000 plus comments. All right. This is what got people really triggered. This. I'm not even kissing these women. I'm standing next to them. Okay, this one kissed me. Like, these women, I'm not even kissing them. I'm not having sex with them. Like, what are we doing? I'm partying with one. I'm smoking a fucking cigar, laughing. You cannot see me having sex with any of these women, man. Like, what are people mad at? I'm standing next to women, literally standing next to them, but I'm gay because I'm standing next to them. All right, well, that one I kissed on her head right there. Nothing's happening. I'm just standing next to women. And I got the fucking world triggered. Oh my God. This is beyond hate, man. This is some evil shit. All right, let me see here what we got here. And look into his eyes. This man is sick. I mean, I can't even call him the names he's called me. Boy. This man is sick. You a sick Negro. This is a sick Negro.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
This is a sick Negro. The thoughts that are in your head are very sick, and you are unhealed, and you need to seek help in therapy, bro.
Hey, yo, chill,
talking
son.
about cucumbers with condoms and Big Bubba tearing out the lining. You is a sick Negro, bro. Something is wrong in this man's eyes. Ladies, you follow this guy. You follow this guy. Do I look this sick? I mean, I know, man. I'm not. Hey, I'm me. I'm CGA. But, bruh, this man sound like a sycophant. He sound crazy as hell. He sound crazy as hell.
You better wake up. You better get your life together and shut up and stay out my comments.
What?
Punk.
Huh?
Because you're a lame and you need to learn how to be a man. And if I was the president, I'll put you at a stake and we'll stone you because you're a bad example for men today. You are a punk. You are a lame. You are ignorant. You are dumb. And you are doing the work of Satan. And you deserve the hell that you are going to burn in. So if you watching me today, you better take the warning that I'm giving you before you die a sad, miserable death. And what you have lived and what you have promoted will be shown around the world. The devil is going to slit your throat and drink your blood. And the whole world will watch your horrific death on one of your immature, illegitimate sexcapades because you are riddled with trauma and pain, and you are a grown boy who refuses to get therapy, and you think you cool, and you think you the man, and you want a penis up your butt, and you are trying to please and impress men, and that is lame. You are not a man. Sleeping around with multiple strange women is not manly. It is not humanly. It is not masculine.
Wait, whoa, sir. Let's go back. You said sleeping with multiple women is not humanly, but you just said you had a body count over 100 at age 21. Oh my goodness. Gentlemen, I don't even know if I need to go further. This guy has wished death on me, stoning me, slitting my throat for this video. This video has got people triggered. Can you believe that this is what people got? These people got their panties in a bunch. This right here. Show me where this is. Yeah, this is a Christian too, y'all. This is a Christian. Again, I told you about these Christians. This is a Christian man too. This video where you don't see me having sex. What about OnlyFans girls? You don't see me having sex with any of these women. All I'm doing is just sitting here, taking them out. I mean, some of them got laid. I got laid, you know, some of them got the dick. All right, most of them did, I would say. But this is a Christian man. And he then said, stay out of my comments. I don't know what comments you're talking about. Now you're calling me boy. This sounds like you have some deep-seated anger towards me, and I think you're a clown. I don't take you seriously. What did I do to really trigger you? Okay. He says, why is it so hard to believe that people don't like your video? They don't want to see a black man living a life. Okay, I see what you're saying, but this video is that serious. I don't see it. All right, but I do see that it's getting a lot of views, and people definitely are like, hey, that's the lifestyle I want to live. But I don't believe that the vitriol was this serious for him to go on this type of tirade, wishing death upon me and wishing that people did something to something that he did to his booty hole. Something's coming out about you. You want to tip out of the closet. And maybe, possibly, you might have a crush on CGA. Hey, yo, chill, maybe deep down inside, you might have thought you had a chance with CGA. Unfortunately, I don't swing that way, buddy. You got the sugar in your tank. You a little life in the loafers. You a little tippy toe, my sir. All right, I don't have no interest in you. So maybe you're triggered because you done seen I'm every woman's fantasy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you was mad that I'm out here with women. People are. But let me tell you, man. I mean, if you guys want to watch the rest of that video, we got to about how much of that video did we get? 17 minutes, and it's 49 minutes. So there's no way I'm going to stay up. It's 2 a.m. here in the Philippines right now. There's no way I'm going to stay up. So I'm going to do the super chats right now. I find that bizarre. That's one of the most bizarre reactions that I've ever gotten on YouTube. I've never got a reaction that bizarre. That is definitely the most cringiest video that has been made against me. Anyone who agrees with that video, and I want to see the rest because he's probably trying to look up my address. All right, I might have to pop this fool if he shows up. But there's a lot of threats that he made against me, against my life, against foreigners taking my life, against so-called women taking my life, and there's been so much there, slitting my throat. I've never seen this type of video done against another content creator. I haven't seen that much hate. And what did I do for you to call me boy and say it on my comment section and all of these things? I haven't been in your comment section. I don't believe I have. I may have done it years ago or something like that. I don't remember the last time I left a YouTube comment, to be honest with you. All right, I normally leave an Instagram comment here and there, and I try not to do that because sometimes the comment will trigger the page to get deleted. All right. They'll be like, they'll warn you, oh, this comment's been getting your page reported. And I'm like, let me stop leaving Instagram comments. I don't remember the last time. Well, I did remember the last time I left a YouTube comment, but I don't do it very often in the last couple of years. So I don't know what you're talking about. But that is a weird video, to say the least. Right. That is a weird video. First, there was Boyce, Watkins, then Claudia Jordan, and then this guy. Triggered over me having fun in life. Oh, but there's no much more dangerous. There's nothing more dangerous than a free black man. Who is this nigga on that nag? Let me get the super chats going. All right, and get out of here and hit the bed because I got to be up here in about 5 hours to go fishing. Like, I'm minding my own business. I'm going fishing with a Filipina chick. All right, we gonna be on the boat and fishing. Maybe I'll fall in the water for this nigga. All right, shout out to our brother here. It is a man supporting men. Says, I've checked out Harley Initiator's YouTube channel. They have a woman hosting it now. Okay, so maybe they had some problems with their program, or maybe they're pivoting. I'm not sure what happened. Shout out to Money Mindset Steve. He says, this fool said Cat killed Kevin Samuels, but I'm pretty sure it was the Red Bull. All right, we haven't even truly investigated whether that woman took his life. Nobody's investigated it. I wish some people did, but they didn't. Tonio Ocasio over here. He says, sup, coach? Seems like Tony Gaskin and incels don't have any experience with women because they rarely go out to bars, clubs, massage parlors, cold approach women. Simps use sexual theory against you, but real people like you and Coach EO and Steve the Dean use sexual experience, right? Which I tell you about vetting women. Right, vet as much as possible, get as much information as you possibly can. Try to be as low risk as you possibly can. Get tested, be responsible for your kids if you impregnate them, right? Impregnate the women. I mean, don't break the law. Get consent, verbal consent, textual consent. But he doesn't see any of that. All right, he's jumping all over the place right there. And Money Mindset Steve Moore says, ironically, he was just talking about your looks. And then he said, men that sleep around are really gay. By that logic, are the gay men that sleep around really straight? Oh, no. He said, sounds stupid, doesn't it? Sounds like sign language to me. Okay, so that's a good question. Do gay men that sleep around, are they really straight? But straight men who sleep around with women, they're really gay. Okay, that makes sense. And then also, you talking about my looks. Oh, he ain't really conventionally attractive. I haven't said nothing about your looks at all. I mean, I could have. I did say something about your speech. Then he said he had 100 women at 21. I mean, this is bizarre. Shout out to Cali West, says 100 women. He says Gaskin been with 100 men. Hey, yo, chill, son. This dude talks exactly like a NB who's mad at Kevin Samuels. These dude shooters carry the hate of black women for black men who refuse to submit to black women. Facts. Cali West said it. Black men who refuse to submit to black women, they have hate for you. And then he also mentioned that he noticed that there were a lot of women who were non-black in the video. So you see what's triggering him. He talked about white women and foreign women. Now, by the way, there were 3 clips of black women in the video. Right? So it wasn't that I avoided black women. I mean, there were 3 clips of black women in the video. Now, the thing is, it's ironic. If I would have did a video of all black women, they probably would have been mad at that too. Oh, you just are here using these sisters. So you really can't win. But then when I don't have black women in there, they're like, why don't you mix in some color? You're only doing it with white and foreign women. This is crazy. This is crazy. He says, I'm getting his video flagged. I mean, I would never even feel safe making a video about another person like that. All right, Cali West, you got it right. Shout out to our brother Jordan says, it's just like I said in the Money Mindset stream on Sunday. They bring up the Bible to cope. He says, appreciate you, coach. Boss up 2026. Hellfire, brimstone, Bible. That's the only thing they got. Like, okay, great. That sounds great. But if that's true, why isn't Atlanta burning? Why isn't Houston burning? I mean, they burning from STIs, but why are they still alive? Why are And by that theory, why are gay people still alive if the Bible kills people? All right. I mean, why are they still alive? Why is Atlanta still thriving? Why is San Francisco still here? By that theory, that shit would have fell off a cliff. Now, people are going to say, well, they got the AIDS virus, but they cured it. All right, so now people walking around here taking PrEP, and he says way too many threats were made in that video. If I'm telling you, man, if you agree with Tony Gaskins, you are crazy, bro. You are crazy to sit there and think that you can say that to another man and that'd be cool. I don't know why people hate me so much, but people do. I don't bother anybody. You can say that, man. And he's racist too. I mean, you can say, I don't bother anybody. I just live my life. And it triggers the hell out of people. All right, that was the first time seeing that video, man. That is crazy. All right, there's too many death threats in that video too, slitting my throat. All right, Jay Terrible says, the way he said, boy, you could tell he's on the plantation trying to drag you back. Boy, all right, boy. Racist too. All right. Again, West Coast black people don't fall for that shit. We different. We a different breed of Negro. We are free Negroes out on the West Coast. I'm a West Coast black man. All right. I primarily lived most of my life on the West Coast. We don't play that plantation bullshit. We don't play that. I got to go to church and I got to do the Negro spiritual and I got to go to the picnic or the barbecue or the cookout. We don't play that shit on the West Coast. All right. I don't play that boy shit. I don't play that. I gotta do bidding for my ancestors. We on the West Coast, nigga. All right, we West Coasted, nigga. We don't play that shit. We don't got racial loyalty like that. Only if the police shoot one of us or beat one of us after we run away from them in a Hyundai Excel or something. All right, then we'll get on some racial shit. But we on the West Coast, we good. we good as a motherfucker. We built differently on the West Coast. Okay. All right, but that Bama shit and that whole boy and the black woman and this and that hellfire brimstone, nigga, that Pentecostal Kojic, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that Church of God in Christ shit don't work on the West Coast, nigga. We West Side for life, throwing up the W. All right, 4 fingers up, 2 twisted in the middle, nigga, with the thumb cuff, nigga. We don't give a fuck about none of that bullshit. All right, anyway, I'm free, nigga. Jay Terrible, man. He with the boy. Shout out to Money Mindset. Steve says, my testosterone dropped 30 points listening to this ninja go into graphic detail about putt parties. Hey, yo, chill, son. He says, I noticed so-called faith-based women in his comments were having a ball. A whole bunch of fat black women. I'm going to tell you that more than likely. All right. And a whole bunch of hoes turn into housewives. Yeah, my man said, we pack 12 around here. We don't care about y'all gay down low niggas in the South. Hey man, most niggas ain't down low gay in the West Coast. You could be all the way gay in the West Coast. Like dudes don't have to hide. Like, I don't know if y'all know in the South, when you on the West, if you gay, you could be gay. Like, you don't have to be like in the closet. So y'all used to black men in the South having to hide that they gay. Well, on the West Coast, you can be just straight out gay. Like, you don't have to be hiding it and going around, beating around the bush, sleeping with women to hide the fact that you gay. You can just be out here flamboyant, sachet Shantae. So there's no down low on the West Coast. You either gay or not. What are you talking about, bro? I'm on the West Coast. Nigga, you could just be gay, flamboyant. In fact, you would be more beneficial if you be gay on the West Coast. Nigga. You could just be out. All right, but y'all used to these fucking Southern ass Bama buck broken ass Negroes and shit. Like, what the hell going on? Shout out to our brother here. He says, Andre says he's eyeing your milk dug, coach. Ugh. Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, shout out to JC says, sending blessings in divine spiritual way, coach. He says, any man wishing death and talking about penis and butt in the same sentence is dealing with some real emotional damage. These are the dark forces wishing and plotting on your downfall. Keep saving men and keep bossing up. Like, this is what people are doing now. They're just waiting for the fail. Okay, they're like, okay, he winning. All right, let's wait till he lose. The money gonna dry up. He gonna lose. He gonna die. He gonna get robbed. Is that all y'all got? Like, that's what y'all want? Is that how y'all gonna get me to stop winning? Is to hope the money dry up and I die? That's the only way to stop the free agent lifestyle.
Hey, yo, chill, sir. Hey,
Okay,
yo.
that's the only way to stop it. Like, people are crazy, man. Not argue against it, make a good argument as to why you shouldn't do it. You know what? Die. All right, that's crazy. People are sick. All right, shout out to Gary, says, Coach, Tony Gaskins just became your James Bond villain. Instead of stopping weapons, you have to stop his hunger for man's booty of mass destruction.
Hey, yo, chill, sir. Hey,
All right, Tony, it's time to come out that closet, man. And don't creep out that motherfucker, all right? Burst out that bitch. Because that was a sick Negro. All right, we got a couple of other brothers here. Let me see if I can say his name. It's Gregory Benjamin. He says right here, black men, please stop using the gay excuse. You sound dumb as fuck and a bitch ass nigga. Yeah, for sure. Oh, you gay. All right, that's just going to stop me. Like, I'm going to just be like, no, I'm not. All right, I'll prove it. All right, how do you go prove it? I'll sleep around with women. Oh, wait. Like, what? All right, shout out to our brothers on the PayPal. Prayers Francais says the free agent lifestyle has assisted me a great deal. Hustle Every Day says fear, and more fear, and shame too, laughable. Shout out to Joe says this guy is Hafeez 2.0, laughing my ass off. Harden says CGA coffee for some young hoe. And then we also have our brother here. It is Maurice Bell says, cook this chitlin' eating ass niggy. My mama said ass niggy. Oh my Lord. I tell you, man, Southern blacks are a different breed. Something wrong with you Southern black niggas, man. I tell you. You Southern black niggas, there's something wrong. Y'all some different ass niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It's sick. Y'all some sick Negroes down there in the South. What y'all eating down there? Too much barbecue? Sick Negroes. No government name says it's the Working Man Podcast. I got to react to that rainbow lace rant from Tony. He's looking like Snoop with the hater face. I mean, that's all it seems like. Claudia Jordan, hater. And y'all see why I don't want to deal with the black community. Y'all see why I don't want to deal with y'all niggas, man. I don't want to deal with y'all niggas. Mr. Travolta says that reading Rainbow Ninja sounded exactly like a woman. All the usual slurs, gay, insecure, trauma, sky daddy. Also, he was very specific about his Duke shooting fantasies. I'm sure his mangina was perculating. Keep living free, coach. You're an inspiration.
Hey, yo, chill,
by the way, that's a
sir.
sponsorship.
Hey,
Shout out to you. Sick Negro. I needed that Khalid Muhammad. This is a sick Negro sound effect. That is absolutely a sickening display of what he called a manhood. And he's also pandering to his audience who has the same fear. Shout out to Kaylin says your lifestyle versus Boyce, Watkins, or Tony Gaskins is forcing men to decide which path to take. They don't like that your path is more viable than marriage. These dudes are frauds, and I wouldn't be surprised if Boyce and Tony are fruity. All right. Wouldn't surprise me either, although I'm not accusing them of being fruity. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they were both undercover fruity ass niggas. But of course, well, all right. I'm not trying to call the pot calling the kettle black. Dark Side Foundation says Dwayne probably wants you for himself, coach. He says, I swear, being a black man in the community is a humiliation ritual. All they have is sign language and provide no incentives. Leverage an option in the free agent lifestyle is all we got. See, that's going to be the conversation. Like, what's the incentive for me to engage in the behavior that you want me to engage in? Other than death, or you're going to die, you're going to get killed. Okay. What's the incentive? And give me an incentive why I should engage in the behavior. Give marriage a try. Why? Tell me why. What am I going to get from it other than dying? All right. I mean, I got that. I'm going to die anyway. But he didn't give me one incentive as to why I should do it. Just immaturity. I'm going to die. I'm going to get my throat slit. I'm going to get poisoned in Colombia. Shout out to our brother EE, the OG says, what do you think about the idea that elite white women are reserved for white men in the normie marketplace and everyone else gets the leftovers? Also, what's the best international spot for prime blonde, blue-eyed calico and dark side women? Take me out with the free agent lifestyle for life. Quick answer, because it's getting late here, but you want to go to Eastern Europe, places like Prague, you're going to have a lot more success. Also in the other areas where they used to be very good, Poland and obviously Ukraine, those are other areas. But Germany does well as well. But you want to stay more east of that, East Germany and East in Europe, even Latvia. And I dated a Latvian woman, if you want to call it that. These are women that are way more open to dating those type that are traditionally blonde and blue-eyed. But when you're saying elite white men are reserved for white women, white women, elite white women are reserved to white men, it's generally true. But if you're a rich Middle Eastern man, then women are going to, right? Or you're a rich black man, an athlete, you'll get a chance to move up into that marketplace. But one time my ex's mother said, which is my former monster-in-law, she once said, and this plays a role in their mate choices, because their mate choices is highly more social than it is sexual. Black women are mate choices is sexual more than it is social. All right. So my monster-in-law at the time, when I proposed to my then ex, or my then wife, one thing her mother said was that she couldn't imagine that her kids were not going to be blonde and blue-eyed. So there goes that. So there's a social element to it, less sexual, more social. Shout out to Mr. Christopher Abney says, as a handsome brother who always done well with women, getting called for gazy by Bamas and homo thugs is just part of it. They hate us because they ain't us. Free agent lifestyle for life. Why so much hate for CGA? Golly. Why? What did I do? Man, Lord have mercy. And then I got called gay and immature, and oh my goodness, fail to heal. And oh my goodness, J Flow says a little money on for your fishing trip tomorrow. Enjoy yourself. And shout out to the coach gang in the building. Our brother here, Zubri. Anti-Duke shooter says, fuck Tony Gaskins. Sound like he needs to change his soggy tampon. Keep your foot on these niggas' necks. Shout out to you. Gary says he's the new James Bond villain. Ed T says Tony don't have the stomach to read your book before critiquing you, coach. That's another example. Even men that have watched me for years haven't read the book and they're critiquing me. I'm like, I literally wrote it in the book for you to understand. And you know, I think just people don't have attention spans. I get it. That's why people want to have me write another book. And I'm like, people don't have the attention spans. As much research as they're going to do is one video, maybe two. And then he said he was going to debate me, and then he pulled out, but then maybe I pulled out. And then he said stay out of his comment sections, which I wasn't. Wowzers. All right, this is incredible. Shout out to Larry C. says, in my opinion, the jokes on baloney and the Gaskins, those of us who already been through divorce, family court, etc., have already died. Unfortunately, you guys like Tony, we come back stronger for sure. We've been through family court. We already dealt with death. We already stared death, down the barrel of a shotgun. Not only that, people that say, coach, man, you're going to learn when the money dry up, these women are going to be there. Bro, I was already broke. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, people, again, you guys complain about women and how they target wealthy men and successful men. You men are just the same, except you don't target them with admiration. You target them with hate. So you're telling me that I don't understand that money, my lifestyle is going to dry up without money. Nigga, I was broke. I was homeless. I was already not having money and homeless. I already know what's going to happen. That's why I'm not scared. See, one thing that people don't realize, I'm not scared because I already know what the rock bottom looks like. And I already lived it. And I'm like, well, if I went back to that, it's that way or worse. Like, it's going to be slightly worse or that way. I can live with that. Like, I'm not scared of going homeless or not having an apartment to go back to or a house to go back to or losing my family. I've already lost family. I've already had a family and lost it. I've already lost, progress towards house and marriage and family and lost relationships with my kids and didn't get to see them full time. Nigga, I already done lost. Nigga, I done seen the fucking losses. And somebody said this, they're always gonna be pogs. It's like, so I even know, nigga, that I can live in my car and I can get a hotel room and match with some fat white bitches and get them in a hotel room. I'm still gonna be able to get them. And all your broke nigga shit where you can get women for free, I can always go back to that. So, you know what I mean? I got enough game and sense to know, okay, at the end of the day, I can do what broke niggas do to get women. Like, so ain't no big deal, nigga. I can go back and fuck the women you're fucking that you're jealous that I'm not fucking at this point. No big deal. I'll just not go to the Philippines anymore. Or I can move to the Philippines and be broke like these niggas and still be out here cleaning up. So there's always fat white women. There's always fat black women. I'll be fine. All right. I just won't be able to fuck these young 22-year-old model looking bitches that you guys are mad that I'm fucking, or these poor women in Colombia. All right. I'll just have to fuck fat bitches again. If that's the case. All right. Goodness. All right. It ain't over. Right. I can still fuck with a lot of 22-year-old fat white women and fat black women. That's easy. So I've already been through the bottom. I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. I wasn't here and then trying to avoid hitting the bottom. I don't want to hit the bottom, but I end up hitting women's bottoms. But if I do hit the bottom, I'm like, okay, like all the stuff that I have, I'm telling you, man, look, I done drove that Porsche around as many times that I could drive it around. I done got a lot of attention from that car, and I got a lot of ignoring and admiration for it. I don't live for it. It's nice to have. It's nice to look at my garage and go outside and be like, damn, I have all this shit. But I'm not attached to it. Neither I'm attached to women in the JUCO. Like I've lived life without it. So it's not that I'm attached to this. But of course, when people don't know the story, they just assume and, oh, you ain't gonna get no women when the money gone. Okay, are you hoping that my money goes away? Is that what you're hoping? What is it? What it is this hate. It's just bottom line. People are hateful of you when you get to that point. You weren't supposed to win. You winning too much now. We got to stop this shit. Tranisha says, I'm convinced religion, specifically Christianity, is population control. The community has an unhealthy sexuality. Tony probably gets too uncomfortable to talk about protection, but is too comfortable talking about dill pickles. He probably got a hidden AIDS baby somewhere. Like, dude, he could have talked about anything in extensive detail, but you had to talk about dill pickles, but not about women wearing condoms. All right. Shout out to our brother J Flow with the co-sponsorship. If you know, you know. And man, sad commentary. But guys, listen, don't let them scare you out of living free. All right. Anytime you want to leave the plantation, you're going to face people that try to grab you back in. Claudia Jordan, Hafeez, Andrew Wilson, Boyce Watkins, now Tony Gaskins. Not an argument, one single argument. All of it was rage and hate and vitriol and name calling and death wished upon me, death threats, attacking me. All right, nothing of substance to defeat this. Okay, so consider that when you want to live free. Like freedom comes at a price. Freedom comes at a price. And part of me now living this free agent lifestyle and going viral with it at this point in my career, now people want to see me fail and die. That's all people got. They want to see me fail, go broke, and die. The haters. I just earned more people wishing and praying on my downfall. Biggie said it, and he was right. All right, shout out to y'all, man. Have a good day. I'm going to go fishing and maybe might pop up on the stream. Which will be, I think, the last stream of the week. Maybe, possibly. I might be able to sneak another one in. Just depends what I'm doing because I'm going back to Manila tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but yeah, in a couple of days. So I might be busy. Maybe somebody's going to be in the closet like Tony Gaskins. Anyway, shout out to y'all, brothers. Love, much love and respect. Peace.
And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy on my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm trouble, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit I don't trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Couple big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, go run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the